feel like a little pickle when I mention my friend Dickus. What about you? Do you find it visible when I say the name Dickus? He has a wife, you know. You know what she's called? Incontinentia. Incontinentia bucket. What is all this? I've had enough of this rowdy, rebel-sticking behavior. Silence! I'm calling God. You must beat him! Beat him! Blow your noses and beat him!
I say, kill him. Yeah! I say we hang him, then we kill him. Yeah! I say we stop him. Yeah! Then we tattoo him. Yeah! Then we hang him. Yeah! And then we kill him. Yeah!
96 Tears, question mark, and the Mysterians. It's a summer countdown. Ron and Fez, Sharma, and there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Fez, do you know who question mark turned out to be from question mark and the Mysterians?
I have no idea.
No one does. No one does. He's like a superhero rock star. Earl, nice pick today.
Thank you, buddies.
I think that was the peak of the organ. I don't think the organ got much better. And don't start playing White as Shade of Pale or I'll let it go all the way through. Throw it on, and that'll be the end of it.
No, you can't get that riff out of your head, though. It's just such an infectious riff. You know, everyone's playing their air keyboards on the table.
And nobody knew who he was because he wore big glasses. Was he black? Was he white? Nobody knew. He's a question mark.
And his band was mysterious.
How many unknown rock stars? I know Buckethead. Nobody seems to know who he is.
No, secret identity there, just a bucket on his head.
And the Kiss guys, they would wear makeup, but then they use their real names, which really doesn't make sense. It's like Batman putting on the mask and telling everybody, I'm Bruce Wayne. Well, then take the mask off.
No one's going to be scared when you grab them by the collar and go, I'm Bruce Wayne.
But Steely Dan was kind of very mysterious. It just basically started as a band and just got smaller and smaller.
Yeah, but the fact is nobody knows who that person is what I meant. Nobody really, could understand whether they were a band or two guys, but how many people have gone out there and been under, the assumed name?
Just the secret identity.
Nobody knows who they are, where they came from. And it works better if you only have one hit. That's the beauty of it. He has his one hit, and then he's gone. All right, that was all stupid. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
The Senate's going to vote later this week on a constitutional ban on flag burning. The measure is said to be one vote away from passing. All they need is one vote to get this through the Senate.
Now, remember Bobo said if this ever was put into law that he would burn a big pile of flags?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he'd gather as many flags as he could and burn them, I think, in front of the White House.
Yeah, he was going to do something really, really big up there, but then, of course he's not going to.
I don't see this happen. If this thing goes through in the Senate, I don't see Bobo out there in front of the White House.
Why should he? Really, why should he? It's one of the stupider laws, and it's one of the stupider things to do. I'm going to burn a flag. So what? Who are you impressing? What, are we shocked now?
And with all the rain in D.C., I don't think Bobo could get a good fire going anyway.
You know what I'd rather see them do is do something about people who think that they're flying the flag, but they just leave that flag on their car antenna until it's all tattered and fucked up, and they act like they're being good Americans. Drag a couple of them people out of the car. The people who leave their flag up for 6 or 7 years without pulling it down out of their backyard.
To the point of where they're flying the pink, white, and blue.
It's pink, white, and blue, and then it's tattered as if they just came out of a battle themselves.
Yeah, that's not a battle flag. You didn't just walk out of Antietam or something like that.
Where do you stand on this one, Fez, the flag burning thing?
I don't like the flag getting burned whatsoever, but I am totally against a constitutional amendment. For the reason that I don't think the Constitution is to keep people from doing things, it should be to allow freedoms for different things.
What about rape?
Well, no, I'm not in favor of freedom of rape.
And yet you're for the rape of a flag. Where are you on this one, Earl?
I'm against an amendment.
You don't like the idea of an amendment? It's too stupid. The amendment should be important things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think this is, and I'm not trying to draw political ideologies into it. I think this is just trying to make they'll make the red states happy.
Just throw them in the line like, yeah, sure. But they're burning our flags, honey. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that is probably a real big part of it.
And I got a lot less trouble with someone burning the flag, because I think if someone goes all the way to burn a flag, they have some sort of point they're trying to get across, at least some sort of opinion they want to share.
Well, I mean, what kind of a way is that to express yourself? I was at a protest once, and everything was going fine, and then these guys pulled the flag out and started to light it on fire. And I got to tell you the truth, I got pissed off. I was as pissed off as anybody. Now, luckily, the cops came and started hitting them with clubs and drug them off, and then the protest went on its own way. But I was very surprised how quickly I got mad. No, the weird thing is, it never makes me upset when I see, like, Iraqis burning the flag or Iranians or something. That just looks like it's the big pep rally before the Chai-Sun Valley game, and you're throwing the dummy with the other guy's uniform in. But something about Americans burning the flag, and it's probably ridiculous that I felt that way, but I remember feeling really, really pissed. I wasn't into it at all.
And it's not like it's something that's happening every single day, like someone is making it a point to burn the flag every day to the point where everyone's getting pissed off. How many times has it happened?
Yeah, and it's not threatening the Republic. And the reality of it, the odd thing is, I remember from, like, Cub Scouts, if you drop a flag, I think you either had to bury it or burn it. So right now, I could think a lot of Cub Scouts are going to be arrested under this new amendment.
It's like a human funeral. You either cremate or bury.
Here, let me go to this. So I don't think I've clicked the phones on yet, so I got to make sure they're okay. Hey, Hindu, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, Ron and Fez. How are you, boys?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I call out people all the time driving down the road. They got the flag hanging between the truck and the trailer. Like a month ago, a guy had one hanging on the back of his door of his truck. Greasy, dirty, filthy, tattered, torn shit. That's terrible. Disrespectful.
And he feels like he's being a good American, showing people the colors, and it comes across, kind of ridiculous. Because he's not taking care of the flag, if that's what he really means out of it. Thank you very much, Indo. It is a strange thing when you see the way people do. The same ones that are acting like they're the most patriotic. I don't know if anybody ever even does the flag ceremony thing, like we used to have to, like in school or something. That used to be a big deal, of the flag ceremony.
Yeah, when someone like outside their house or whatever goes out and puts up the flag, it's up and it's done, and it's out of mind. There's no sort of, I take the flag back down at sunset and put it back up again in the morning.
Jerry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, thanks for the big-ass prize that came in the FedEx yesterday. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to hear it, buddy.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. I didn't know it was legal to burn people.
Flags. Flags.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now now also don't get confused if you hear that flags want to marry each other. That's a whole different amendment. These are the big important fucking amendments that our Congress is working on for us.
This will be 27 and 28 in the Constitution if these things get through.
Keeping people from getting married and making sure flags don't get burned. And here's Greg. Greg, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was just wondering, by the way, hello, good buddies.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good.
Don't worry about me. I was just wondering, you brought up a good point, Ron, a question about the Iraqis burning all our American flags, and I was just wondering if anybody knew where the Iraqis and all these powheads were getting the American flag.
I guess you can buy them anywhere. You can buy them online. I mean, we can buy English flags here, right?
You think they got internet service?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. At least one guy does. And, I mean, if you were a company and you got an order, I mean, you're trying to sell flags. You get an order from 1,000 from Iraq. You're going to ship those bastards off and collect some cash for yourself.
Buried under the sand, too.
Yeah. All right, talk to you later, buddy. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Hey, Kramer, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good.
Ronnie, I was curious, if you had to choose, would you rather burn a Bible or a flag?
Interesting question, because I'm not real big on book burning. And I remember when we met Elfish, he pulled a page out of the Bible for us to sign, and I would not do that. I mean, it's not like I would go around and burn the Quran or burn, kill a mockingbird for that matter. But if you had to, Fez, gun to your head, Nazis and insurgents have your parents. The night before the anniversary, which do you burn, a flag or the Bible?
I'll burn the American flag.
Get out.
What?
Get out, hippie.
No, I have to stay.
So you choose your religion over country?
Yeah, I would burn the American flag over the Bible.
So if your church said we are against the United States, you would follow along?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Kramer, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to send you into the big-ass prize closet, and for one reason only.
God bless you, Ronnie. God bless you.
Yeah, exposing a terrorist.
I am not a terrorist.
You just said that you would pick church over state, which is phenomenal to me. All right, Earl, let me go to you. Would you burn a flag or the Bible?
I would burn the flag.
Unbelievable, the amount of terrorists that we have here. Now, me, on the other hand, I won't even burn a steak. I'm unbelievable. I would bring you back a Bible, perfect grill marks, nice and dark on the outside, very, very nice and rare inside. That's the way I roll.
Real pink around the Psalms.
Here's Jay. Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, when you have the flag up, you're actually supposed to keep it up all day, and you're supposed to take it down at night, unless you have a light shining on it.
You have to have a light shining directly on it, not just a light shining. I like to leave my flag up at night. You know why?
Why?
Bats. Let them know this fucking country. USA, baby. USA. I'm very, very surprised by you flag burners. Fez, no wonder you're against an amendment. You would burn a flag in a heartbeat. And you, Earl, Team Bennington, I'm ashamed. I'm absolutely ashamed to know that I'm doing the show with a couple of flag burners. I'm looking up here at Brazil against George Mason. Brazil leads 2-0. It looks like the Cinderella story of that little school outside of Fairfax, Virginia, is over. They're about 40 minutes away from being eliminated.
All right, that's not George Mason University. That's Ghana. That's the country of Ghana playing Brazil.
Carl, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey,
yeah.
I just want to call about the fucking flag burners.
Yeah.
They're pieces of shit, those people.
Wait a minute, you're calling Fez and Earl pieces of shit?
Absolutely. You burn a fucking cross, you're going to have everybody on your ass. It's a hate crime. It's fucking horrible. But you burn an American flag, you're basically burning your fucking country. You're selling us out, you pieces of shit.
You're selling us out. You're burning up your own country, you two pieces of shit.
I had a gun to my head, Carl.
You should be fucking hung.
Now, would you ever burn a cross, Fez?
No, I would never burn a cross.
Wait, not if Jesus was on it. I'm just saying an empty cross.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Earl?
Never.
Over a flag.
I would never burn a cross.
But you would burn a flag in a heartbeat. Carl, you and I may be the last two Americans left.
Goddamn right we are.
It might be just up to me and you, Carl, because I don't understand it.
You hypocritical bastards back there.
They are hypocritical bastards.
Over the Bible, but over the flag. Yeah, fuck you.
That's right. Say it again to him, Carl.
Fuck you.
Now, when he says that, Fez, I want you and Earl to look at each other. All right, Earl, you've got a big smug look on your face. I wanted you two to look in shame. You're smug about it. All right, thank you very much, Carl. Last American. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. This is the only show in America where the co-host and the executive producer claim that they would burn a flag.
But that's because Nazis had our parents.
Yes, we stand up to Nazis around here, my friend. Maybe you heard a little something World War II.
Yeah.
Maybe you heard how that came out.
Yeah.
Good guys winning.
Allies.
The last war, the good guys won. They were the greatest generation. Here's Dave. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah. Listen, you can't just have starting fires out in the open. There's laws against that already. You don't need a law, with the flag.
So you should just get them for having an open fire.
Of course, inciting riots. You can't just start making laws up that you can't burn certain things. You just can't light anything on fire when there's people around. You want to burn your own flag in your own backyard, go to it.
I don't think anybody's going to stop you from burning your flag in your backyard. I think they get more upset if you're burning the flag at a demonstration. That's what really infuriates them.
Yeah, I don't think anyone burns a flag in private. Like, they're so upset with the direction of the country. They're only going to do it if there's an audience out there.
Fez, when you say they, why don't you just say we are only going to do it out there as an audience? And when you say we, you're talking about you and your commie buddy Earl. There you are, a couple of flag burners.
I did it because I had a gun to my head.
You're a flag burner and a fag yearner. Fez Marie Watley. Boy, the last of the wild men. Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah.
I'm only speaking to you. I won't speak to the commies.
Thank you.
It's country, core, and God.
That order.
In that order.
That's the order, Fez. That's how we go around here.
First.
Country, core, and God.
But I'm not a Marine.
It does.
Yeah, that's very obvious. That's very obvious to me. Even in this don't ask, don't tell world, you would never get in. Unbelievable. Here's Hector. Hector, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. I'm curious. Will Fez burn a flag or Luther Vandross album first?
Hector, let me tell you this. I have the feeling that Fez would burn a flag before he would let his bacon burn. I think that he's that un-American. I will say this, Fez. And
love bacon.
And I'm not even going to look to your sidekick right now, Earl Douglas. Well, basically, I can trace you back to being a Canadian, so I understand where some of your hate for the country comes from. Earl Douglas, I can't even imagine. I don't even know where. We brought you to this country. We brought your people to this country free of charge, and this is the way you're acting.
But it was the story was kind of different from where I got it.
Did you get brought here free of charge? Your people?
Actually, we were bought.
That's right. So it didn't charge you anything. Didn't cost you a dime. You get to ride in the hull of the boat. Everything was great. Now look at you. You're burning a flag. Here is Jeff. Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Good morning, fellas.
Yeah.
Listen, I wear the American flag on my shoulder every single day I go to work. I want those two assholes to punch each other in the face till they bleed red, white, and blue.
I don't understand it. I don't understand what kind of world I moved into.
I am not going to punch Earl in the face.
Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, quick question for you, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Who would you burn at the stake first, Earl or Fezzy?
Huh.
Ron?
Fez, you have shocked me today.
Touché.
Yeah, just shocked me. When I think of a person like myself, a veteran.
You're a veteran?
I'm a veteran of a lot of Vietnam movies. I've watched most of them. And to see the way you two guys are acting today, it just really, really infuriates me. All right, here's, good. We've got the Canadian, the black guy. Where's the Jew? Bobo. Bobo, you're on the air. How are you, buddy?
Hi, buddies.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you, and I've been desperately trying to call in. In this instance, I wouldn't burn a flag because the conservatives are using this divisively to, distract from other issues.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's been going on.
So, Bobo, you are not going to do this flag-burning thing that you once believed in?
A pile of flags in front of the White House.
Well, like Fez said 2 years ago when I talked about doing it, I think 4, is probably more than has ever been done in American history.
So you're trying to get into a Guinness Book of World Records here?
No. I'm just saying you can tell how infrequent and uncommon it is.
Right.
I did a lot of research. I even talked to a guy in Texas who still, 5 years down the line, is fighting a 10-year jail sentence for burning a flag.
So there's already ways of getting busted for it, but yet we're talking about doing an amendment.
Yeah, well, it's just a distraction. This is just to take attention off the war and, the other kind of things that are going on that aren't.
They should really wait till another hurricane hits to do this.
This is really a distraction so people don't realize that Rush Limbaugh needs help to get his dick hard. That's what this is all about right now. So you're not going to do this if it passes, Bobo?
No, 2 years ago...
Fez, that leaves it up to you or Earl. Who's going to go down to D.C.?
Wait, what's this?
Looks like either Fez or Earl are going to do it now.
Well, I'll go in solidarity. I mean, I'll stand with them if they're into it, because I'm still against this amendment, and I'm a member of the American Civil Liberties Union, and I've called my Congress people, and I've called the Senate, because this law is ridiculous. I mean, it's really an abomination.
He's so liberal, he'll say Congress people instead of congressmen. It's amazing. It's amazing how liberal you are, Bobo.
I'm just fair. I'm fair.
All right, my friend.
Okay, love you guys.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
We'll see you at Earl's one-man march.
866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you and Earl show up together, I'll call it a no-man march. Here's Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Hey, buddy boy.
I was wondering if they made this whole thing illegal, would it be illegal to burn a T-shirt in public with an American flag on it? Fuck that nigga Earl.
All right, well, I didn't like the last part, Mickey, but I will explain to you a little bit. From what I understand, that if you have a T-shirt with an American flag on it, that's a flag.
That counts as being a United States flag.
Yeah. That is the symbol of the government, because I guess we don't follow anything that it has to be a certain size or anything like that, like a little flag that you wave at parades, that's a flag also.
Oh, okay. Because you see beach chairs with it, bikinis, beach towels, hats.
If I see a girl wearing a bikini like that, I'll salute it. I'll salute it every single time. Now, Fez, would you burn a Puerto Rican flag? You'll get your ass beat if you do. I'm just going to point that out to you. It ain't like burning the American flag.
I don't know what reason I would have to burn a Puerto Rican flag.
It's for the same reason that you're burning up American flags one after another. Spite. Absolutely spite. Brian, you're Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I want to know if these two communists, if they'd be willing to burn the Quran or say the Mormon Bible.
All right, there's a good one.
Over this flag.
Would you burn the Quran or the Mormon Bible or the American flag?
I would burn the American flag over a holy book.
Earl?
I would burn an American flag over any religious or holy book.
Does that include the Book of Scientology?
Is that a recognized religion?
Yes, it's recognized. You need someone to fucking tell you what a religion is. This is your idea of fucking having an ability to think for yourself.
No, but
you need somebody else to tell you what spirituality is.
That made me think, but yeah, I would burn the flag instead of the Book of Scientology.
Would you burn it, a flag, or Helter Skelter, the Charles Manson story? Because both of you this whole thing right now, I feel like I'm in the middle of the Tate and LaBianca murders.
How about a book written by David Koresh?
Sure, they love him.
Can do their show. Every fucking time they get something good going, the motherfucking telephones keep on blowing up. Every fucking time they get something good going, the motherfucking telephones keep on blowing up. Why won't Wiki fix the telephones? Why won't Wiki? Why won't Wiki? How can you build a pyramid without the callers calling in? How can you give them a big ass prize to losers like me who have no life? The Ron and Fez show on XM radio. Ron and Fez show on XM radio.
All right, anyway, that's a little problem we run into from time to time. By the way, that was by Paranoid. He's got a big meeting today. Wishing him all the best.
Go break a leg, Paranoid.
Oh, I hope not. Please, Perry, be so careful.
Oh, no, that means good luck.
Where? Where would break a leg mean good luck?
In the theater.
Oh, go get a tumor on your balls. Go get a tumor on your balls tonight.
That means I hope you win the lottery.
See, I don't go for that talk, because I have a feeling that God is blunt. And if he hears something like that, he'll go like this, finally, gotcha. Now I gotcha. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. If I sound a little congested today, it's because Earl and Fez have a big drum and they're lighting American flags on fire, and it's very hard for a patriot like myself to be able to breathe.
We haven't burned any flags yet.
In your mind, you have. In your mind.
Just that there's circumstances.
What the hell did you just say? Seriously. Do you want to do this show?
Yeah.
Because that's not the way to do it.
You know I do.
I don't think so. If I had to guess right now, after I heard, give me one of the pills. Give me one of the pills, because I don't want to be the only one here sober.
Certain circumstances, that's harder to say than you think.
Yeah, even the last time you really didn't pull it off.
I would burn the flag when given a choice between the Bible or other holy books.
I am going to write to my Congress people right now. Dear Congressperson.
Who's your Congressperson?
Arrest Fez.
Don't write that.
And his black friend.
Just cross out the Fez part.
Cross out the black friend part.
And check both their taxes. Done.
The government takes letters like that seriously.
They should. And on the back, I'm just going to put a big swastika. As I do all my mail. As I do really with every letter. Here is Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
When it comes to somebody having a gun to your head and the choice between an American flag or burning a Bible,
yeah.
I mean, if you got true beliefs in your religion, your thing called asking for forgiveness under the circumstance, and I mean, burning an American flag, that's just like taking a big old healthy dump on your country, and there's no way you can ask for forgiveness for that.
You guys both just shit right on the country. Now, Earl, I can understand you because the first couple 100 years were bad for your people. But since then, It's been all jazz and sports. You've got nothing to bitch about for the last 100 years. Things would go... Would you come back here, Fez? And I'll tell you something else, right? What do black guys always like?
White women.
No, and black women. What is their favorite thing when they see a black woman?
Ass.
That's right. Now, go look at an African woman and see if you see that big ass. That big ass was made right here in the United States of America. I saw a woman today. She had thighs like 8-year-olds. And then it's like if 8-year-olds were just carrying giant baskets on their head. That were her thighs going into her ass. I slap her on that big ass and I go, you wouldn't have got that if you stayed in Africa, would you? And she had a tear coming out of her eyes, and she said, I owe this ass to the USA. Now, Ron, I want you to think about that before you burn your next flag.
I will.
Because I see women in Africa, they get ass like a screen door. And I'd say it right to their faces. I knocked the flies off their face, and I said, look it. You get in a boat, get over the USA, and you believe that ass of yours is going to blow up like an inner tube.
Just expands immediately after hitting dry land.
Well, what are you on my side now, flag burner? Now me and you are on the same side?
Well, I got to agree with you on the asses.
I can't be around flag burners. That is true, though. You guys, if you burn the Bible, you could be forgiven for it.
You can't be forgiven for burning a flag?
No, not by the United States of America. That's why we're setting up an amendment, and we're going to start rounding up people like you. That's the only thing we can do.
Well, maybe Randy Newman maybe he was on the right track when he wrote that song, Sail Away.
All right, so now you're finally getting back into it. You trying to set up a Randy Newman song?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to let you do it, Earl. You know why? I'm still a little... What are you yelling over there, Dave? You see me on the fucking air? You see me trying to make a radio show? You redheaded... You know what? You're red and white. Hold the blue thing and see if you're not a flag. I bet... Seriously, you could draw a couple stars on him, and his blue veins, his white skin, and the red hair. That's all we got.
Put a blue shirt on him, and from his hair down to his shirt collar will look like the flag of France.
Dwayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was wondering if Fez would burn a flag or a baby, but afterwards he gets to eat the baby.
Fez?
I would burn a flag over a baby.
What about a foreign baby? What about an Iraqi insurgent baby?
Yes, I would burn the flag over an insurgent Iraqi baby.
You would protect an insurgent over us.
I would protect, yes, a human life over a flag, over a piece of cloth.
An insurgent life. A life that's going to grow up to attack your country. I'd be waiting there between a mother's legs with a gun. I would just go, come on, push. I got the scope on. I can almost see the head. I'd shoot him right in the soft spot. I don't know who I'm doing the show with anymore.
Someone who won't kill babies.
Enemy babies. Would you have killed Hitler the baby?
No, I wouldn't have killed Hitler the baby.
I would have kicked fucking Hitler the baby so hard in the head that the head might have come off. So if you had a time machine, you could go back in time. Would you kill Hitler the baby or burn a flag with 48 stars? Probably not even 48. 46 or something.
I don't think I could kill a baby. I would have to burn the flag.
You, my friend, are never going to make it as a Terminator. That's it. You're out of the Terminator class.
I don't want to be a Terminator.
Well, you're proving that. You're proving that awful quick. Here is, and if you did have a time machine, Earl, would you go back in time? Would you kill Hitler or Jimmy Johnson? That's the toughest question of all. That's the most difficult question that anybody ever had to deal with. Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Big Ace, 2506, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, can I get you good? Can I get you anything?
No, we're good. We're fine. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, we're going to be good, and I think we just need to check.
All right. Is this a United States flag or a divided states flag? Because I'd burn a red state flag to the fucking ground, I'm telling you.
All right, what flags would you burn? Would you burn South Carolina's?
Yeah.
Mississippi's, Alabama's?
Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, all them. I'd burn them fuckers to the ground. You know, Wisconsin, Cali, any of them states, I'm good. I'm good with them. I'm not going to burn them.
All right. That's an interesting idea that he has. Earl, I'm sure you agree, right?
So now it gets interesting, because I would definitely burn a Confederate flag.
Just for fun?
No, for what it just symbolizes.
To light a cigarette.
If I brought a flag in here, a Confederate flag, would you light it on fire?
Well, I have this thing with fire, but I would definitely try.
All right, if you do that, I'm going to stick a cross in it, and I'm going to go look and then start chasing you.
Do not put a burning cross. The burning cross, it freaks me out to no end.
Yes, that's the point. That's why they did it, Earl. You superstitious bastard.
I'm respecting.
You're just staring out the window with fish eyes going, uh-oh, we better not vote. Earl, you got to just walk past that thing. You should have walked out to that cross, toasted your marshmallow, ate it, and went on your way. Here is Manny. Manny, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Look, I'm an Iraqi freedom veteran, okay? I spent a couple of months over there. I got hurt. I come back. And, you know, I have a lot of friends that didn't make it back. So every time, you know, these people burn these flags, I just think about, like, all my buddies who, you know, died defending the, you know, the country or, you know, whatever the case may be. But, you know, every single person that was over there that died wore that flag on their shoulder patch. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what is it? I mean, what is the mentality behind this? Either you don't support America. I just don't get it.
Well, not everybody supports everything that America does, but here's the thing: you did it for a freedom of expression thing, right? And you know it's very, very rare that anybody burns a flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, could burning a flag take this country down, or hurt us even in the slightest? Or were you above all that shit? Is what this country, what it really stands for, can it be shaken by somebody like Fez or Earl lighting a flag on fire?
See, I don't know. I mean, that's a real hard one to like.
You do know, Manny, because people like yourselves have made this a great country, have made it a fantastic country.
Well, I mean, the bottom line is, I mean, if it's a matter of expressing your right to do it, then, I mean, I think it should be done tastefully. But, I mean, if you're doing it just because, I mean, you want to be rebellious against something,
that's Fez and Earl.
You should end up with a bullet in the middle of your head.
I say,
It's that simple.
I say Manny also has his right to expression, Fez. And if he needs to express himself by shooting one of you idiots in the head, I'm all for it.
That would be murder then.
Oh, yeah. Like with Hitler? Like with baby Hitler?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Manny.
No problem.
And appreciate everything, my friend.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. I know you guys got awful quiet when we were talking to a veteran.
Yeah, because I respect him.
Yeah, I could tell. A couple of fucking field mice. You had nothing to say then, huh? When I'm sitting here talking to a fellow veteran.
Fellow veteran?
You know. You know why I couldn't go. The arrest.
Oh, yeah.
You know about the famous Aerosmith concert.
You should have never had me defend you in court.
No, that didn't even make sense. All right, here is Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, how y'all doing?
I'm not willing to give out that information today.
I understand.
That's
Ronnie,
between me and my partner.
The correct way to retire a flag, they call it burning the flag, but you separate the stripes from the flag, and you burn them first, and then you burn the blue background. And you were right, it's 48 states under Hitler. And one thing for Big Earl, the Confederate battle flag, he's going to burn it. Well, is he going to disrespect the 50,000 black Confederates who fought under that flag?
Earl, would you be disrespecting the blacks that were forced to fight for the Confederate Army?
No, I'm more of what that flag has become to symbolize, you know.
Hey,
Skinner? Leonard Skinner? You're against them?
Oh, I'll stand next to you and against those assholes who use that flag to disrespect black people. But that flag originally was not intended to disrespect black people.
No, I understand that, but what that flag represents now is completely different from what it represented, you know, back in the late 1800s.
People use the Christian flag and the American flag in those protests. Are you going to do the same thing to those two flags?
I didn't know the Christians had a flag.
I didn't know we had. Honestly, I didn't know we had one, but I wouldn't burn it.
Well, by the same rationale, why are you burning the Confederate flag?
Yeah, Earl, turn around on this Confederate flag.
No, I mean, I'm just saying right now the Confederate flag symbolizes it symbolizes slavery, whether it's right or wrong.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. You know, Earl, if you're going to be against the Confederate flag, then why aren't you against the swastika?
I am against the swastika.
Oh, I had no idea. This is news to me, because I don't hear you turn around and talk about burning that.
I would burn any symbol of racism.
Really?
Yeah.
Any at all? What about Charlie Daniels' hat? Would you burn that?
What, the one with the big Confederate going across the...
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I know he had one like that.
I don't know what...
He stopped wearing it.
He's out of his fucking gourd. Seriously. The last time that I really liked Charlie Daniels is that when he was chasing Bugs Bunny around and was just shooting his guns on each side.
That wasn't Charlie Daniels. That was Yosemite Sam.
You notice you're doing a lot of correcting on me today, Fez, one after another? Starting to really get to me a little bit, flag burner.
But that was Yosemite Sam. Smaller belt buckle. It's the way you tell.
Here's Fox. Fox, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, Fox.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, buddy?
I was going to comment about how they're disrespecting the flag and how many people's died for it, and then they're choosing the book over a flag.
Right.
Oh, this is Fox News calling.
Yes.
No, this is not Fox News. That's my nickname.
That's just his nickname is Fox News, Fez.
Oh.
So no one died for the Bible?
Yeah, one person died for the Bible.
You never heard of saints, martyrs?
The flag.
You never heard anything at all about martyrs?
Millions of people that died for the flag, honoring this country, supporting the society and the security of this country, and you're willing to burn the one symbol that represents that. And you're choosing a book over a flag.
Fez, what is your rationale there for choosing a book over a flag? And Earl, I'm going to ask you also, both of you. Explain to Fox News why you guys get up every morning and burn a flag. What is that all about?
We don't get up every morning and burn one, first of all, Fox News. But with the Bible, it just seems more sacred.
More sacred than the United States of America?
Yes.
How so?
It's been around longer.
Oh, so let me guess.
How do you know? How do you know?
You would Egyptian gods are more important to you than the God that you worship.
No, but I'm just if I have to make a priority, I'll take the Bible over the American flag.
All right, Earl. What about you? Can you explain yourself?
I mean, I think people are defending a principle and an idea more than, say, a symbol or a piece of cloth. If you're saying, hey, we're defending our freedoms, part of that freedom is freedom of expression, and if you want to burn a flag to express yourself, that's part of being
So you're
an
doing
American.
it just to express yourself. It had nothing to do with the Bible.
Well, I mean, given that choice, I would still choose the Bible over the flag. But how could someone sit back and say, hey, you're disrespecting America when part of being an American is being able to express yourself?
Well, that's why we got to set up an amendment to stop you people from expressing yourself. You know what I'd like? A little tick-a-lock, a little quiet out of some of you rebel rousers. Fox News, thanks, buddy.
Not a problem.
All right, see you later. I'm not going to take any more of the Confederate things. We're going to move along. I'll just say this. From this point on, no matter what I say or what I do, I'm going to attempt to rebound. I'm just saying I'm disappointed in my partner and my producer, and I'll just go on from then. Don't want to even mention another word about it, Fez. I'm going to be disappointed on the inside.
But we decided to protect the Bible.
I don't even get that. That I don't even understand even slightly.
Access Hollywood is reporting that Star Jones is going to announce this Friday that she's leaving The View next month.
Well, why don't you and Earl just light a fucking flag on fire and start marching around?
I thought you weren't going to mention it again.
All right, good point. You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. What? No, I'm sorry. What happened, Smokey? I want to hear this whole thing.
My name is Fez.
Come on.
Star Jones is supposed...
Who?
Star Jones from The View.
Not familiar.
She was the formerly large woman on The View. She's been stapled but won't admit it. She's supposed to announce that she is leaving The View this Friday, according to Access Hollywood.
Should I sell my View stock today? Should I dump this stuff?
No, I think it's only going to go up in the fall when Rosie O'Donnell joins the cast.
So she's leaving because Rosie's coming in.
Yeah. I think that she was forced out. I think that they asked her to leave. Meredith Vieira left to do the Today Show, and I think they decided to do a little house cleaning there.
Why would they do that, though, Fez? It doesn't make sense to me. They already have a show that works. It's been on for 9 years. They added a bigger star. That's good news. Why would they want to get rid of her?
I think it all comes down to personal issues. I think the View girls that are there now turned on her when she became what the tabloids called Bridezilla, just nonstop pushing her wedding. And I really don't think Barbara Walters, the executive producer, enjoys having her around.
So you're not saying that she's leaving because of Rosie. They were just looking for an excuse to fire her.
Yeah, I think that whether Meredith left or Rosie came in or whatever in the fall, Starr's contract was still up. I think she still would have been asked to leave, that they wouldn't have re-signed her, even if nothing else changed.
I don't think so. I don't think you switch around with anything that works. I mean, 9 years. 9 years and you're lucky enough to have a hit show, and it's hard to make a hit show. Just ask Tony Danza. What that bastard's been through. 3-0 now, by the way. Brazil is just squashing George Mason, and it looks like the Cinderella story is over. What about little Elizabeth, Fez?
I can't see Elizabeth Hasselbeck sticking around much longer either. I don't know when her contract is up, but she's a little conservative girl, and when Rosie gets there, I don't see her handling herself. I think she's going to end up wanting to leave.
So it's not so much they don't want a little conservative girl, they want somebody who's a little better at it.
Yeah, I think
she can't stand up to Rosie.
Yeah, they're going to want someone that's going to be able to do a little bit more give and take with Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't know too many people who can. I mean, a lot of people bust balls on Rosie, but I'm going to tell you right now, she's fucking quick. She is quick. Here's Tim. Tim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, good morning, boys. How you doing?
Hey, buddy boy.
Well, actually, I should how your balls are doing, since you're not telling me how you're doing. Anyway, she announced it today. Sorry to steal your thunder, but I was being a faggot on the treadmill and saw Star Jones say this morning that she was leaving The View.
Damn it, she went and rushed it?
Yep, she took everyone's thunder.
All right, so Fez, here your news is 2 hours wrong. 2 hours wrong it is. How come none of our guys know this? How come nobody ever checks what's going on in the world before this show starts? And I'm looking at you, Redhead. Do you ever take a look around to see what's going on?
In case anything's happened. The world's gone to hell in a handbasket.
I do look, but I think The View, unfortunately, is on during our program.
No, it's not. It's on at 11. We start at 12, so it's over.
Well, I don't have a TV in the office, so...
So it's not like this is really big news then, I guess, huh? Because it's not like it's on the Internet. That's what I'm asking you to do. Check the fucking Internet as the show's starting. Since, you know, Fez and I... come in this way.
I'll do
Is
that.
there some reason that you won't answer me back today?
I am, yeah. I'll do that from now on. I'll check it.
From now on. They always get into that. It's never going to happen again.
It'll all change tomorrow, Ronnie. That's the magic day, tomorrow. Rush Limbaugh, he got detained at the Palm Beach airport after custom agents found a bottle of Viagra in his luggage that he did not have a prescription for.
He said that his doctor makes it out to himself so that Rush won't be embarrassed by having his name on a Viagra bottle.
You would think Rush would learn by now. He's run into so many troubles with prescriptions, was facing jail time. You would think that Rush would learn, hey, don't mess with the prescription labels at this point.
Or also just to say, look, if you've been getting as crazy as I have with the downs over the years, you're going to need a little help with the dick. That's what Rush needs to say. Instead of living this double life.
He ought to follow the example of one of his conservative heroes, Bob Dole. Bob Dole had no problem saying he used Viagra.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Ron and Fez.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Ron and Fez show. Fez, I am reading this now online where Dave said it didn't exist. Star Jones said she was quitting The View. She said she'll leave sometime in mid-July. and she has no idea what the future holds. She's not even doing that, hey, I make an announcement about better things to come.
Yeah, she doesn't even have, like, the last girl that left, Lisa Ling. I'm going on to the National Geographic channel. I've always wanted to travel.
Sure. Who wouldn't want to sleep at you could just go to New York and just do a very easy show 5 days a week. Who's going to replace her, Fez? Give me your little spy report there, your little radio psychic.
Let's go with the big rumor. I think it's going to come true. Oprah's best friend, Gayle King, will step into Rosie O'Donnell's spot.
All right, let me do this one because I don't even know how things work. I say she's going to be replaced by nobody. I think they're just going to keep picking these people off one at a time until it's only back to being the Rosie show, which was made more money than Viewers ever made.
Which would be funny the day that it's down to Rosie and Barbara Walters just hands her the keys.
Well, Barbara Walters is 75 years old right now. I don't know how much more she wants to go walking out there and start talking about, whether Brad Pitt's having a baby or not. I don't know how many years she's the producer of the show. But Rosie was the big thing. It's like going, all right, we got Johnny Carson. Who do we need next to Johnny? How do we work this out? They got the big star. It's a nice move for them.
See, I don't see Rosie either. You know how, like, sometimes on The View they'll do segments where not all the women are there for that particular segment? Mm-hmm. I don't see Rosie sitting backstage during any segment whatsoever. I just think she's going to want to totally be out there.
Oh, well, you think about it a little more than I do. I just think from a point of view, from a marketing point of view, why spend more money when you got the person that's got the numbers before?
A judge ruled that Phil Spector will finally go on trial for murder in January. Hit or miss as celebrity trials go? Because I think this one's going to go insane.
I don't know. It's been 4 years now. I figure this way. Maybe he'll just die of old age and put him out of this. Hey, Pete, you're on Ron and Fez.
Maybe Mandisa could replace Star Jones on The View.
Mandisa would be perfect. And Mandisa, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to say it to you too, Earl, you would not have that ass if you stayed in Africa. Obviously, I'm against all the slavery, but the ass you got out of it, you ought to be proud of. Go ahead and play the song.
Baby got back. Mandisa got a big black eye.
Sad and black. We got back.
Here's Trucker Jay. Trucker Jay, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Hey, I think Ann Coulter would be the natural opponent for Rosie on The View. She'd be a catalyst. She would draw a lot of attention to the show, and be like, oil and water, her and Rosie together. That'd be great.
I think it'd be great, like, the first day, but if you have people screaming at each other...
Oh, it'd be great.
For, like, years at a time, I don't know whether that's going to work out. What are you looking at, Dave?
Oh, nothing. Just looking at little facts and figures and stuff.
Hanging.
White people are so scared of black people.
How's everything with your chick?
My chick's good, She's got a job at the Newark Museum. Which
one's that?
It's in Newark, and I don't know exactly.
That's the one that pays below minimum wage that she said under no circumstances will I take? How can you pay someone below minimum wage?
And it's only 20 hours a week. And I mean, not that this is a big deal, but she's the only white person in the museum, so she's just a little skittish about that.
Now, why does she have this master's degree that turned out to be useless? Why do people, they go for master's degrees, they go and they want to have the largest education, then they're shocked that whatever they got their degree in really holds no value in this society. I always wonder, like, didn't this come up before they chose what they wanted to do?
It's just paper. Like, a master's degree is absolutely nothing. The only way to get a job in 21st century America is to know somebody. She knows no one in museums and everything. I mean, she's going to take this job.
What happened to all the ideas I gave you? You guys wouldn't follow up on any of them.
She wants to do this job. I said, give me a name of someone at that other museum, MoMA or whatever it was.
Yeah, MoMA would be perfect to work. But here's my point. You're getting a job. Your degree doesn't matter. It's like me finding out, hey, I'm getting a degree, I'll be able to drive a steam engine. That might be a tough thing to be able to do, but no one is going to hire me.
Yeah, and no one was going to hire her. She applied to every single job in New York City about 4 or 5 times. She studied in France.
Is she bad at it?
I don't know.
She got an art history degree, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you know that? Oh, this is really an old painting?
Yeah, she knows the styles, the different artists, the different people, you know. Oh, this is a cubist.
Right.
This is surreal.
Mm-hmm.
This is these type of things.
And, like, all right, now let's suppose that I'm in there, and you play the part of her, and I'll be... Go ahead, you explain what he's painting.
This is a cubist painting.
This information is worth nothing to me. It's literally less than minimum wage, what you're telling me.
This next one is from Picasso.
So? It means nothing. Anyone can figure that out. You've wasted money and you've wasted time. Jeremy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, $2.
Hey, buddy.
And my wife's a stay-at-home mom, and I love what she does, but all we have from her master's in social work is loan payments.
I don't understand it. I don't understand why you get a degree that doesn't pay itself off. And I meet more people with master's degrees now.
Yeah. Oh, good luck. I mean, she's still paying her college loans. Forget about her master's loans. When her master loan payments come in, sometimes I laugh. Yeah. I find it funny, you know. I got lucky. You know, Mommy and Daddy helped me out. And so there's no loans for me.
I've got no degrees in anything, and when I leave here every day, I go home and fuck a bag of money. So it's odd how that all works out.
Is that why she went for the master's degree? Like, she's getting the bachelor's degree, and she knows that that's worthless, too, so she just stays on board and gets the master's degree?
Tell her to get a doctorate in nothing. Then she'll really be in debt. And finally, she's going to end up like a third world country. Here's Stephanie. You're on Ron and Fez.
I totally know what she's going through. It is so hard, especially being a woman having a degree. It's awful.
Why would it be harder for a woman? You got a degree and tits. It seems like you should do very well for yourself.
But especially like in the museums, it's really hard because the men are so oriented and, you know, like... It's really sexist, and I hate to say it.
So a lot of men run the museum?
I think so, yeah.
It's odd because it doesn't seem to me like a man's job. Oh. It seems like almost like a librarian.
Think about who's the most, how many painters are men.
Yes, I understand, but who wants to, hang them up and put them up nice doesn't seem like a man's job. I understand that a woman can't hold a paintbrush the way we can, but why can't these women take care of it like librarians?
Oh, I wouldn't be caught dead in it myself. I hate.
Would you let Stephanie answer, please?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
Pardon?
Yeah, exactly. You fucking chatty Cathy. Stephanie?
Yes.
I'm sorry. He talked over. So you have this degree in art history also?
Yes. And
it's worth nothing to you?
Absolutely nothing. I'm working as a receptionist at a museum in L.A., and... that's all you can get. It's just to answer phones and hand out guides of the museum.
How much you feel like you went in hock for this degree of yours?
I don't know.
And nobody told you this thing wasn't going to pay off? Nobody said, look, by the way, you're going to get this degree that's useless?
Absolutely not. Everyone, there was a huge hype for it, and I was really interested in art. So when I went up for the degree, it was really exciting.
Well, you sound like you're a pretty young lady. Maybe you'll meet a man who'll take care of you before it's too late.
No, as much fun as it is, I like to make my own.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, that'll happen. All right, see you later, darling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. There should be someone at these colleges that should point out to these kids that some of these degrees are just goddamn useless. And it's okay if you're interested and you just want to spend your time reading shit, but don't think that you're going to be able to turn it into fat cash later.
They should have courses about how you start at the entry level and advance. Because... remember, those old tycoons and stuff of the 40s and 50s?
White people are so scared of black people.
Tycoons is that...
White people are so scared of black people.
Guys who own businesses used to start on the mailroom floor. You always hear stories of, I started in the mailroom and this and that, and I worked...
That's only agencies. Nobody else. No one ever says that but agents.
No, newspapermen, guys who are fantastic writers are always I started in...
I've never heard that from anybody but an agent. They're the only only ones that always yell about the mailroom. Now we have email, so there's no mailroom for you.
Well,
all right, Scoop?
Yeah, like newspaper guys, they start out with small newspapers. They'll start at the college newspaper.
Earl, why would you answer him?
No.
Why would you answer the redheaded liar?
Oh, Shirley Povich.
Who?
Shirley Povich. Sid
Maury's
Povich, Maury's father.
Yeah.
Maury's father is a very famous sports writer for the Washington
What year?
Post.
If it's Maury Povich's father. What year did he write? 1908?
He started.
Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, morning, Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
I miss Deathbed Fezzy. Ron, I got to ask you a question here. I wanted to tell you something. I saw an application that Dave's girlfriend filled out.
Oh, yeah?
And under interest in there, it says blowing chef cock. I'm thinking that's why she's having a hard time getting a job.
It always comes back to that. She blew a chef. Let's not make a big deal out of it. She fucking chugged it down.
Oh.
What? She didn't?
I don't want to think of it, though. That's the thing.
If you had to guess.
Callers could...
She swallow or she rub it all over her face?
No, I can't have that visual.
She had to do one or the other.
Spit. She spat it out like a good girl.
On her tits? On her own tits?
Mr. B.
I'm with you on this. Would you rather we didn't know?
A horrifying image for me to...
Would you rather we didn't know?
No,
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's suppose Fez and I are going out to lunch. We're meeting our friend later.
Okay.
If I see her hanging around the kitchen, should I tell you?
No, don't tell me.
You'd rather not know?
Definitely rather not know. I don't care. I will be happy with the lies and the deceit as long as my world, I feel like, everything's going according to plan. I don't need the truth.
A lot of guys are like you. Earl, would you rather know or not know?
Not know.
You don't want to know that you're being cheated on.
Cheated on? Oh, of course.
What do you say not know to then?
No, I mean, if she had a past history, a sexual history, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't want to know. I was like, it's her business.
But what if she's doing it now?
Oh, I would definitely want to know now. And she's dead to me after that.
She's not.
You'd go that far, huh?
Oh, when I cut the cord, I cut it. I let it go.
Earl, let me ask you, have you ever saw somebody like their chick hanging around with another guy, and do you bring it up to them?
No, not really.
Let me ask you, Dave, would you?
No, I don't do that. I'm not going to rat the girl out. Because also, I don't always read people well.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just actually having a conversation.
What about this? You go into a titty bar, she's dancing there, giving some guy a fucking lap dance. I'm going to make it that easy for you. She's with somebody else.
No.
Do you tell your buddy?
No, I'm not going to.
What about your brother? You tell your brother?
Maybe my brother, because when mom and dad give the inheritance, I want everything to go, clean.
All right, what about you, Fez?
I would never tell.
You wouldn't tell your brother?
I wouldn't tell my brother either.
What's the reason?
I told once. I saw it out with a guy that was a friend of mine.
Love the story. Let's take it from the beginning. So, you're what? You're in a club? You're where?
I was, I was getting something to eat somewhere. Yeah. And I saw the two of them, I think it was at in a mall food court, and I saw the two of them together.
This is a date in Florida, by the way. Mall food court. So they were together and you could tell something was going on.
I could tell something was going on, holding hands. I saw it.
All right.
And I went and told. And I got screamed at by my friend. Mm-hmm. I mean, screamed at. What the fuck makes you think I want to hear about this?
How about this? I thought you had a fucking pair of balls and a dick. Excuse me. I thought you were a fucking guy and you'd want to know.
I said I'll never bring it up again.
So now you take that as universal rule when you know Earl would because one fucking guy yelled at you and you didn't come up with a direct answer. I'm sorry. I thought a fucking man would want to know. Who was this guy? I'll give him a call right now and tell him, hey, I was down the fucking food court yesterday and saw your wife fucking pulling a train outside the schnitzel fucking barn. Now I'm pissed off with somebody I don't even know. Now I'm angry. You're the same way, though, right?
Yeah, I identify with that guy. I kind of consider it like the beginning of The Matrix.
All right, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If I saw your chick giving somebody a handy, should I tell you or just let it go?
If it was a handy, yeah. Maybe.
See, I can't sit here and go back and forth on this.
Well,
what is your worry now, Fez, that they'll be mad at you?
Yeah, that I put myself in a situation with my big mouth that I apparently had no business being in.
Then say, you should have said, why don't you go kiss your fucking cum breath and come back here and tell me it's not a big deal?
Your friend should have appreciated you. You're sparing him a ton of heartache later on.
I'm sure he was pissed at her, and I was catching it.
Fuck him.
I'm glad Fez made that choice, because it's like I was trying to say. It's
made what choice?
I feel I made the wrong choice.
I mean, in the future, like
he didn't. How did he made a choice in the future?
Well, no. After that choice, it changed his
Maybe
futuristic
Fez
choice.
Is the fucking Terminator. Maybe he went back there and introduced his father to his mother somehow.
But don't you understand that, like, in the beginning of The Matrix, he has a choice to take those two pills?
Red pill and blue pill.
Exactly. And I was taught, you know what, like, he's really stupid. He could have chosen the blue pill.
Why?
And everything would have been...
You don't want to be wide awake? You don't want to know what the hell's happening?
No, I don't.
You know what that's called? Child.
Gee.
You're asking to live your life as a child instead of a responsible adult.
My childhood was a lot more pleasant than an adulthood. I could
You
play
think
with
that
my
we're
toys.
supposed to be here just to be pleasant and playing with fucking toys the rest of our life? No, you're supposed to grow into manhood. That's what this is about. That's the whole point of life, is to keep maturing.
Yeah, that's sort of scary, though, you know, because then you start thinking about death and stuff.
Yes, that's all part of it, Dave.
I don't like to do that.
Sure, you want to fucking play with a train until you're 60 and then have a heart attack. I understand. Here's Eric. You're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, my brother, 21, girl's cheating on him. His buddy told him. He was fucking very thankful for it. Dropped it like a bad habit. He didn't disown his buddy. He just said, hey, I appreciate it. You saved me a lot of heartache. Verbatim to what you were saying, Ron.
You know, either way, you could even come up and you say, look, this is none of my business. I felt you should know. And anyone says to you, you know what? You're fucking sneaking around acting like, go to a hotel room and hide. If you're going to fucking hide your relationship, or if it's nothing, then don't fucking worry about this. I'm just saying I saw you two people together. If not, get on a fucking plane, go to Puerto Rico where I ain't going to bump into you. Stay inside. Don't be fucking walking around outside the Orange Julius and don't think that Fez Marie Watley's not going to get on his BlackBerry, because that's going to happen.
What about this, though? If someone, how is the guy who's getting told that his girlfriend is cheating on him, how is he supposed to trust the friend? Maybe the friend doesn't like the girlfriend and wants to sabotage the relationship. That's happened before, because I was that guy. I told my friend, your girlfriend's cheating on you.
And he wasn't?
No.
So here's the thing.
She was a bitch.
Right. But yeah, obviously you're not a fucking good friend to him. If that's your only way, then he's better off exposing this fucking problem, because you would be gone as a friend with me if you fucking told me any lie like that. And you're not even saying that the guy fucking cares or doesn't care. There's a lot of people who don't care at all.
Right.
But you're not going to him like, obviously it had to be something with the tone a way Fez said it, rather than just, hey, I saw your chick the other day. You should have went over and said hi to both of them.
I should have done that. You're right.
Sneaking around with a fucking plant in front of your face.
See, my honesty never got called into question. You're lying. You did not see this.
Right.
I just got screamed at for being nosy.
Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, wouldn't Earl have had to have been with a woman for to have cheated on him? See ya.
Earl, that's a good point. What if I see one of your other fantasies out with another guy? Should I tell you?
Yes.
Then that fantasy is dead to him.
That's the other thing. Does Rush Limbaugh even have a chick right now? I thought he wasn't with anybody.
Yeah, I don't think so, because the last deal broke up.
They find Rush Limbaugh. He's coming back from the Dominican, which is, if you're coming back from the Dominican Republic with a bunch of fucking Viagra, you've been on a fuck trip down there. They find him with a pile of Viagra, and they said just a huge vat of banana butt lube.
Misdemeanor 2.
Misdemeanor 2.
That
should be the name of his plane.
That was because of the butt lube.
We've got somebody to talk to right now.
We got Peter Bart standing by, film producer. His new book is Boffo, How I Learned to Love the Blockbuster and Fear the Bomb. It's also the same name as his HBO documentary. That premieres this Thursday at 9 o'clock on HBO.
Now, Fez, tomorrow, or actually even late tonight, I guess, is Superman, which should be the blockbuster of the summer, the way it's shaping up right now. Everybody seems to be excited about it, so maybe we could talk to Peter about that. Peter Bart from Variety. Hey, Peter, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
Hey.
Congratulations on the book and the
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
New documentary. You've give some people some background too, because you always didn't work for Variety. You did other stuff with the studios, right?
Well, I started as I spent my first 9 years of my working life in the New York Times.
New York Times.
And then I ended up in the movie business for reasons that I'm still not quite sure how it happened. But that was back in '68 when weird things happened.
You were with Paramount then?
With Paramount, then I went with MGM, and then I was last job I had was I was president of Lorimar Films.
Now, when you got, and now it's Variety. Now, does that put you on the outside of the insiders, or is it all the same team anyway?
Well, I think of it as the inside of the outsiders.
But now, when you're working this stuff, do you and your friends, do you spend time looking at something that's got such a huge budget as Superman? You know it like a year out, 2 years out. When is the point where you can tell one of these things is going to be a big hit, or does it have to go in front of the audience first?
Well, anybody who thinks they can call a hit is a damn fool, because there's no way of knowing. If a picture is like Superman, cost a couple $100 million to make, and is going to, and that the ad campaign to promote it is another $100 million, it's going to open huge around the world.
Right.
The big thing is that so many of the pictures these days, have a 60% fall off at the end of the first week, and what makes a big hit is when people go back a second or third time. The first blockbusters like Jaws, became this great date movie. Everybody went back again. But is that going to be true of Superman or Pirates of the Caribbean? No one knows.
So at no point do you ever say to yourself, this one, even after the first week, this one is going to make all its money back and some more for everybody?
Well, you can say it to yourself, but you're a damn fool if you say it to many other people.
Now, for me, I know nothing about the movie business. I'm a big movie fan, but I see something like they spent all this money on Poseidon this year, and I thought to myself, there's no way this thing is going to be a hit.
Plus the fact that, only 3 or 4 weeks before it opened, it was on television.
Right.
So there was another Poseidon on television. So that's when you begin to say, wait a minute, that here you got a second Poseidon, and the boat is going to sink, and Shelley Winters isn't even on it.
So, they kind of had to know that they were in big trouble there, right?
They didn't acknowledge it, though.
Yeah.
They fooled themselves into thinking this is going to work. They'd probably lose $100 million.
No, you brought up a good point about they don't acknowledge it, because the movie business is like the only thing I know that if you put out a product that's bad, you'll advertise even more just to get that first weekend in, right?
Well, but sometimes you pull back. I mean, for one thing, that opening fuselage is so gigantic. I mean, you think of an $80, $90, $100 million ad campaign worldwide.
Right.
You don't want to. You can pull back that, with impunity if you feel that the ground is shifting under you.
But it's not like anyone ever holds I'll just say the consumer ever holds the studios responsible. It's never like, man, they fooled us on that, I'm not going to watch another Paramount product for a while.
No, because I don't think anyone thinks of a Paramount picture or a Fox picture that used to be the case. The studio system. Warner Brothers had its thrillers, and Disney obviously had its brand, but the studio brands aren't identifiable anymore.
Right. The last one I remember was Miramax. In the early 90s, I found myself going, I don't know, I haven't heard about this picture, but it's by Miramax, I'm going to go check it out.
It's true, because they were coming out with great pictures that were basically art pictures, and many of them ended up winning the Oscar. So that's true. That was one brand that resonated. But they also bought a lot of pictures that sucked.
Yeah, that's true as well. But, I mean, at least you want to roll the dice when you were getting something a little different. I don't see them doing that anymore, though. It seems like...
well, first place, Miramax is no longer Miramax.
But, I mean, the Brillstein brothers, they just seem like they're just going to make pretty kind of mainstream films now, wouldn't you say?
Well, Harvey Weinstein has just invented a new company, and it's too early to tell what shape that will take, because they just are beginning to release their pictures now. But he's a gutsy guy, I wouldn't count him out.
Variety's Peter Burt is on the line. He's got a new book out, Boffo, How I Learned to Love the Blockbuster and Fear the Bomb. He's got an HBO documentary that premieres this Thursday at 9 o'clock on HBO. That's called Boffo, Tinseltown's Bombs and Blockbusters.
Now, who all do you have in the documentary? Who are you speaking with?
Well, we got a pretty good cast. We got George Clooney, Jodie Foster, Charlize Theron, Danny DeVito, Morgan Freeman, and a lot of interesting directors and producers. I mean, we got some pretty good people who are at once empathetic and candid.
I saw the part with Morgan Freeman when he's talking about what it feels like to be in a bomb. You brought up Bonfire of the Vanities with him. He looked like it was almost physically hurting him to remember that experience.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was. You know, people who are big successes in the business and who have experienced great success, it's painful for them to think back on their failures. And they identify very much with their failures, you know, like it's my fault in a way. And that's a very common syndrome. You know, Brian Grazer, the producer, has had so many successes. And it's very interesting, he beats himself up for Cinderella Man in the documentary. People don't take failure very lightly.
And is it like whoever's involved with that movie, if it flops, are they in trouble? Is like the screenwriter in trouble, the cinematographer, everybody who's involved, or? Nobody's in trouble in the sense that if you're a star, you have to have 9-10 turkeys in a row before it really gets you in the paycheck. But if you're a director, you have 2 or 3 in a row, you start getting into problems. You notice Martin Brest, who had a couple of great movies, and then he did Gilly. Mm-hmm. He ain't been around lately. And it's just because nobody wants to risk it on him right now.
Yeah, also I think often directors lose confidence in their work.
Now, when you went through like a George Clooney, is he almost untouchable now? Is he at that point where he could have quite a few bombs? Is he that well liked, that well thought of?
Well, it's true. And he's willing to stick his neck out. I mean, what Clooney wants to do is to make a big mainstream picture and then go make another picture like Good Night and Good Luck. In other words, he doesn't want to just ride the blockbuster bandwagon. So he's going to keep sticking his neck out. And believe me, he's going to have pictures that don't work. He knows that. Big boy.
And it happens to everybody, right? Steven Spielberg went through a rough patch. Whoever's out there, you just
absolutely.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks been through a rough patch.
Yeah.
Before this hit, Da Vinci. But I mean, I think the one thing that's interesting about show business is, you know, it's an exercise in humiliation as well as success.
Who's the one guy that could greenlight anything? That if you got them in your movie, you could make this movie?
Well, the 5 or 6 top stars can, and the 10 or 11 top filmmakers can, and of course the heads of studios can.
Right.
But still, if the budget is totally insane, they're going to blow the whistle. I mean, look, Jim Carrey had 2 pictures recently that got canceled on. And one of the reasons is the budget got excessive. And he is known for, you know, being a perfectionist, and he goes over budget. So 2 studios in a row got cold feet with the next Jim Carrey picture. He's a big star.
Peter Burt from Variety is on the line with us. He's got an HBO documentary that's going to premiere this Thursday, Boffo, Tinseltown's Bombs and Blockbusters. He also has a new book out that's available in stores now, Boffo, How I Learned to Love the Blockbuster and Fear the Bomb. And Peter, you were involved with what some people call the first blockbuster, The Godfather, right?
Yes, I sure was.
What was your role in that? How were you part of that?
Well, I was vice president for production at Paramount at the time, so basically optioned the material to begin with, and Coppola was sort of a friend of mine, so I got him involved in it and started it all going.
So you were right there from the word go, and at what time did you guys go, you know what, this is bigger and better than we ever thought?
Well, first place, when I got involved in it, it was just a manuscript in progress. So the first nightmare was the thing came out, it hit the top of the bestseller list and took off around the world. And, you know, that was a problem right there because it became the superstar book. And, you know, you problems in making the picture like we wanted to make it, which was for only $5 or $6, $7 million. That, you know, when you have a superstar book, you got problems.
So it's not necessarily a good thing when the book takes off.
It can. It's a wonderful thing when it becomes a mythic book, but it can also cause you a lot of headaches trying to get it made.
And you guys just had Love Story right before then, too, right?
That's right, and that was a success.
Yeah,
the interesting thing about The Godfather, though, is this, and I'll leave you with this, that most of the great directors, after I wanted Coppola to do it, and he agreed to do it, my company went to a lot of the top directors in the world and begged them to make the picture, because Francis Coppola had never had a hit. And almost all of the top directors in the world turned it down because they said that it was an immoral picture. It glamorized the mafia. And this never even occurred to me. But so, in point of fact, there were a lot of the top filmmakers were kicking themselves for years for turning down what could have been a great movie.
Thank you very much, Peter Bart. Appreciate it, buddy.
Good to talk to you.
All right, take care.
You can check out Peter Bart's new documentary on HBO when it premieres this Thursday at 9 o'clock, Boffo, Tinseltown's Bombs and Blockbusters, or check out his new book, Boffo, How I Learned to Love the Blockbuster and Fear the Bomb. That is in stores now.
It's I saw this show that's going to be on HBO, and it's pretty damn cool. Some people think of Jaws as being like the first really big summer movie, so they get into that a little bit, which they thought they had a fucking bomb right up to the last second, which is just really crazy to think of now. And it goes through that where now almost everything is about the big summer movies. And we were wondering earlier this year about Superman. And it looks like that is going to be the big summer movie now. You had it picked, right?
Yeah, I picked that one for number one in my top 5 of the summer. So, and now, my bitch a couple weeks ago was that you saw nothing about Superman. Now it's everywhere. It's on the Pepsi cans. You see the commercial. It's on every TV show.
You think it's good timing?
Yeah, I think it's peaking right at the right time.
Because I saw the Superman kid go on Regis today, and the place went apeshit nuts. I mean, everybody was just acting like he's beautiful, and he just looks like, a regular guy. But it's just all working now at the same thing. And then, too, also, Fizzy, you got to remember is that so many of these times, like with King Kong, we were excited about it. A couple bad reviews will turn you off. This time, there's really good reviews about this Superman. Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Fez, are you sure that's the right time and date?
Oh, I hope so, Fez.
I believe so. Or I think Peter Bart would have corrected me if it was not premiering 9 o'clock on Thursday at HBO.
I don't know. He's barely sounded like he was awake. I noticed you doing this a few times, though. Wanting to get in.
Oh, yeah. My grunt.
Yeah. No, you weren't doing a grunt. It's just that every time that you went to start it, he was brought up another story about, I remember 1968. There was a Boffo movie that came our way. That happened to be called Brian's Song. Brian's Song. Hey, speak up a little bit. You're the one fucking selling it, Peter, not me. I got no stake in this book. Act like you're enthused. Fez, we're talking about movies. Got an email here, film they definitely want you to see. And this is called A Scanner Darkly. And Richard Linklater did it. And this is another one of those films where the whole film is done with that rotoscoping, where they shoot it on video and then color it in like it's a cartoon.
Oh, okay. I've seen that like in those financial institution commercials.
Well, you saw Waking Life is who did it first. And that's Richard Linklater. And then I guess he put it together, and now he's selling it to whoever wants to buy it. But this is an entire thing. I saw a clip. And it's a Philip K. Dick book, I believe. The clip looked fucking great. It looks like it's going to be a cool movie.
I can't look at that stuff. That rotoscoping, yeah. I cannot look at that where the animation is painted in over the film. Those faces freak me out to no end. I cannot look at those things.
They scare you?
Yeah. A total phobia there. I have to look away when I see that kind of animation.
Well, how are you going to look away for 2 hours for a 2-hour movie?
Oh, I'm not going to see this Scanner Darkly.
Well, you have to.
Why?
For work. XM wants us all to go see this and then review it the next day, and then we're hopefully going to have some tie-in.
If I had to go see that film, I would throw up during the movie. I would end up puking because I cannot look at that mess.
Earl, would you take him to the movie and take a tape recorder and see how long it takes him?
Yeah.
The over-under?
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
You got to sit in the front row, too, Fezzy. Why would you puke? From fear?
From fear, from the whole time of turning away and turning back and trying to look away. I'd make myself dizzy.
Look, my friend, here in life, you can see it. It starts to take over this reality, or what you call reality, and this could even be the coma from when you had your heart attack. So this could be just what you're experiencing inside.
If I'm having a coma, I hope I'm not thinking about animation that scares me inside of it.
Yeah, because just think of how many things seem dreamlike about this experience you're having right now.
The room does seem to start moving.
And how, like, just take your hand and slowly put it towards your face, and how that kind of looks cartoony. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything's starting to look rotoscope on me.
Just put it closer to your face and notice the cartoon thing. Now follow my hands.
All right.
Why are you seeing trails? Why is that happening?
Like it's animated.
Yeah.
There is no way I'm going to see this movie. I can't.
Trippy. Earl, when you hear me talking Trippy, play Trippy. Like me and you do a show together. Now don't do it now after I yell Trippy, because that fucking already is blowing the thing. I'm saying in the future. You're going to what? Be there for...
You.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Are you going to go see this Superman tomorrow, Fez?
Superman I want to go see. I haven't picked the time to go see it yet.
Is there a 10 o'clock showing tonight?
Yeah, 10 o'clock tonight.
So those are probably already sold out, huh?
Yeah, that's probably already gone.
I'll stand in the back with a chair. I'll stand in the back sitting on a chair.
Can you bring your own chairs to the theaters?
I don't think it would hurt anybody. Yeah, the Superman's going to be the big flick, Fez.
Yeah, I got super fever. I'm excited about this.
All right, let's take a break. We're right back, Ron and Fez.
It's the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202.
Yeah, Ron and Fez. We got really weirded out in here, Earl, because we thought you were using Garth Brooks as bumper music. And we're like, what the hell is happening?
That was just a trail for the last spot.
I'm looking over at you going, have you lost your mind?
No, I wouldn't go that crazy.
It's a long trail.
I know.
866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you ever want to email us, ronandfez@AOL.com, ronandfez@AOL.com, or check out the unofficial Ron and Fez site, ronfez.net.
During the break, I was trying to do something here, and I went to talk to Earl through the glass, and he starts doing the crazy Earl, no racist thing intended, gorilla like zoo scream.
White people are so scared of black people.
Earl, were you acting like Coco?
No, I said, I kept saying, he kept asking me the same question, right? And I said, 1 minute, let me run the break.
I saw you in there on the phone.
And then the phone rings, and I'm like, I'm trying to tell the person on the phone, I gotta run a break.
To you I was lip syncing through soundproof glass. How would you know what question I was asking?
Before you walked out of the room, this again proves that you don't listen. I said, before you walked out of the room, you asked me that question. I said, give me a minute, let me run the break. You asked me the same. You kept saying, "Play the montage." You gave me the signal to play something.
I was asking you three different questions. Don't take it out on me if Peter Bark went over like the Titanic.
You want to book guest, Dave?
Booking shot. I will.
Dave, you really want to book guest?
I'd love to.
If you didn't leave here at 4:01.
Get the security cameras out, because I was here at 7:30 last night. And if I didn't come here at 9 sharp and Mr. Earl Douglas at 11:15,
I'm not gonna do it for you. I'm a fucking Team Bennington. I'm fucking moving my team along. He pauses for the Big O. That ain't gonna happen for you. You've never heard of Big O yet, you redheaded ugly bastard.
We put together the same hours. Stop with the hours, because we put the same hours. I happen to work mine consecutively.
What are you
take
doing?
4 hours off to shoot trees in Central Park and play softball games, which you'll be doing tonight.
And I'm playing a game after I get my work done.
And then you come back and work till midnight, and so that's supposed to be Earl Douglas works till midnight. This is crazy.
I just want to point out something, though. When you said went over like the Titanic, wasn't that the biggest hit of all time?
No, the ship.
I didn't know.
The boat itself.
So you went down like the Titanic.
He went down like you couldn't hear the man. Tell him, I mean, what's the deal with that?
No, here's the thing. You're only getting the balls to say that because you heard me complain about it. If you came in on your own and said that last segment went awful, I'd say this fucking kid's learning radio. But when you hear me say it, I go, what a piggyback fag. Look at him trying to piggyback my fucking heat.
He's the poor man's Robert Evans. That's what I call Peter Bart. I never even heard of him.
He worked for Robert Evans.
He was his right-hand man, you idiot.
Hence the phrase poor man's. If he had the balls to do something, he would have gone out on his own.
He ran Lauren Moore Pictures, whatever that is.
Robert Evans ran in Paramount.
Yeah, I know, but it's not between him and Robert Evans.
I'll choose the guy from Paramount over Lauren Moore.
But, I mean, he's got an HBO special this week. It's not a bad thing to try to book him, and you tie it in with the Superman. It's not a bad thing that Earl attempted. He turned out not to be an exciting guest, but I know there's no way Earl was going to know that.
Yeah, and the guy runs Variety.
Who reads that? I've never even heard of Variety.
Everyone.
Is that a magazine?
Everyone in Hollywood reads Variety.
Where are we? We're on the East Coast, baby.
Well, we're a national show, and we talk about movies a lot. Variety is very well known, and they also now have a website, so just the fact that you haven't heard it in Freckleland doesn't mean that there's not some importance to it.
It's very inside that Variety. I try to pick up some stuff. Lots of numbers, and, I don't care about grossing. I want to see, maybe my Entertainment Weekly story on Superman or something.
Let me see the name of this show. See if it fucking has your name on it. No, it doesn't. So someday, after the fucking world almost ends and we're living in a burnout cities, I'm sure you'll get a radio show of your own, and you can sit and talk about Entertainment Weekly all the time.
All right. I can't wait for that show to happen. It's going to be lots of fun.
You'll be like Jacob the Liar, that Robin Williams movie.
Fez, what do you do with your boy? How does he get like this? And how does he derail the show? And why aren't you screaming at him? Earl, do me a favor. You derail the show at some point so I can show Fez how I keep you under control.
No, because it hurts.
Shut up, Earl.
It hurts too much.
That's it. That's just an example.
The thought of it puts the fear of God in me.
Brian, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys, how much would it cost to get you guys to fire that redheaded baboon? I'll pay.
2, he's down. 3 strikes, he's out. And again, it always starts the right way with him, where he has a point. Can he focus? No. It turns later that he's screaming that running Variety is nothing.
Yeah, for some reason you came in, you wanted to make a point about Earl going nuts and being insane with you.
And you were there. We were with you. We all thought it was funny.
And then it went into magazines you don't subscribe to.
Okay, going back to Earl, there's no reason for him to get so excited. There's no reason to burst like that, Earl. I didn't understand.
Why too late? Drop it. Well, you had that opportunity. He talks to you because, like us, he hates you. That's what happened.
That's why he bursts like that?
There was a small amount of time here where you had me on your side.
Yeah.
A tiny amount.
Today?
Yes.
Oh.
When you were talking about him jumping up and down and screaming. I was enjoying that.
The way it was working was you had a chance to make Earl look insane.
Yeah.
Instead, you screamed Paramount, Robert Evans, and Variety, and you ended up insane.
I'm going to call it right now. Shut it. Shut the kitchen down. Team Bennington wins this one 1-0.
Oh, come
and they
on.
shouldn't have. Yeah, after Peter Bart, you should have won this one easy. Jack, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Dave cannot see the trees because of Ron, your nuts are hanging in front of his eyes. He has no respect for Earl, Fez, or you.
I'll tell you what, I hope you disrespect me like you do these other 2 guys.
I'm not going to do that.
And you know what? No one is even pointing out the fact that you're missing an eyebrow today. No one can fucking tell because your light red eyebrows don't matter.
The only thing that you can... There is nothing. There's no way to tell that I'm missing one. It's more aerodynamic. But besides that, everyone who's talked to me has not realized it until about an hour and a half into my conversation. Like Lil Jon was like, are you missing an eyebrow?
And that's you guys making out.
Yeah.
Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Manifest.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, how old is Dave?
Dave is 28.
That's right.
You would think that he is 74 because he seems to know everything. But he's still a boy because he can't even admit when he's wrong.
That is true, Dave.
Al, why don't you just reach over there and slap him on the back of the head?
All right, thank you very much, Brian from Australia. Good point. Earl, that is Dave. That is a problem that you have. That you act like you're an expert and you never give the correct facts, and that's why you're sitting there with just one eyebrow.
Well, I am a reader though, and I do watch Ken Burns documentaries.
You had never heard of Variety.
Yeah, but that's for industry types. I consider myself more of a man of the people. See, that's the thing is about me. I'm a blue collar guy. Variety's for like the bigwigs, the corporate guys.
You don't work a blue collar job. You've never. You worked as a fucking waiter.
Yeah.
Blue collar is working construction, factories. That's blue collar. You've been service industry your entire life. And you know what? This is beneath me. This is another. You've turned this in. Get out. Just get the fuck out.
All right.
And when I say that, I want you to stand, look through there. I don't even want you to go back with Earl. Look at Earl laughing because he wins. I want you to stand there with your nose on that glass so I can see you the rest of the show. Okay. And I'll tell you something else. Fez and I are going to go with Mikey D. No. After the show today. We're having lunch with him at a very fine restaurant called Dow. I could not be more on Mikey's side right now because you've driven me fucking crazy. And I know that Mikey has driven you crazy through the years, Fez. It's never happened with me.
Yeah, for some reason, Mikey has never pushed your buttons.
No. Mikey, to me, is a fucking good guy. You, on the other hand, are a piece of garbage. If anything, your next job should be on a scow. Just sitting there on the garbage scow. That's it. That's all I want.
I'll do that. If that's what it takes, I'll get on that garbage right now.
Go.
I'll put a second eyebrow. Can I do something here?
Yes, you can wave goodbye as me and Fez go out, have a lunch meeting with Mikey, and hopefully he comes up with some ideas that can fix this show.
Don't do that.
And point us in the future.
He will poison you. He will poison your brains. That's what he's good at.
Let me bring this up. Have you ever taken me out to lunch before? Everything I've ever done for you in my life?
I haven't yet, but I was planning to take you to dinner.
When?
Thursday.
What a lie.
I can't go out with someone with only one eyebrow.
I'll take you both to dinner.
It's embarrassing.
Just awful. Just terrible. Go, get out there, get outside, put your nose on the glass, watch the rest of the show. I want you out there for at least 15 minutes, nose on glass.
There he goes. He's outside the studio.
That's it. Press it. Yeah, so it's... yeah.
And nose on glass.
And again, it doesn't even look weird that he does not have an eyebrow.
No, the eyebrow that he does have looks odd.
I'm telling you right now, Fez, I can't take it anymore. Today, I came to my last possible nerve. I can't take it.
Well, we're almost on vacation.
I feel like starting right now. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just act like I'm sick and leave. Tell them I'm sick. Call Wiki for me and say that you keep seeing Ron being sick.
Will do.
Ask if he thinks it's a good idea if I go home.
Axl Rose got arrested in Sweden for allegedly biting a hotel security guard on the leg and doing some damage to the hotel. Authorities said Axl was too intoxicated to be questioned at the time. They're going to have to wait till he sobers up.
That is a bad dog.
So with Axl, I got to think that's the rule, not the exception. If we're going to see Axl getting arrested, being drunk, and biting people.
You know, when he stayed in his house all the time, everybody got mad. They're like, Axl, come on out. He comes out, nobody's happy with him.
So the two times that we know that he's come out, there's been a fight with Tommy Hilfiger. And
white people are so scared of black people.
Figure.
White people are so scared of black people.
That's Figaro.
And, of course, now this one, where he's arrested in Sweden for biting people. How drunk do you have to be when you decide, I'm going to bite someone's ankle?
Oh, you end up in a fight. I'm sure it was a little scrap first. You hit the ground. The minute you do, you bite.
And they were waiting
You never bit somebody in a fight before?
No.
I bit a guy right up over the eye, right here in the fleshy part of the eye.
Ow!
Fuck, bit right through it.
And then they're waiting for him to sober up, so then he's got to explain everything that went on the night before.
Hey, you give him your usual. I don't know nothing. Uh-oh. There goes the fire alarm.
The fire alarm is going off in the building.
It's only a test. It is.
Is that Dave? The marshal accidentally saw Dave's hair. Earl, what's the call there?
Well, everyone's heading towards the door now, and Mars. It's only a test.
Is it an actual fire alarm?
Yes, they're testing the alarms.
Just a test. It's only a test. Because I was going to leave Dave in here if we had a fire going.
So again, I wonder what's the best way to handle if you have a big drunk the night before and you know you got to see everybody again. What's the best way to handle that after you've had an embarrassing drunk?
My old way was to just act like nothing happened.
I've always done this where I've started to call people and just kind of said, "Hey, crazy night," and wait for someone else to fill in the details.
I go just the opposite. Lay low. Keep it low. Get yourself good and high again so you don't have to deal. Don't have to deal with those embarrassing thoughts that pop back in. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. And if they're your friends and you're drinking with them, what's the big deal? You know what you got into. Hey, Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddies? What's your guys' alarm going off again? Is Fez and Earl practicing that old flag burning?
I'm going to ask you guys right now, do not burn a flag in front of me. It came up earlier on the show today that both Fez and Earl said that they would burn a flag.
Well, the way it was put was, if I had a choice between the flag and the Bible, gun to my head, which one am I going to burn? I chose I would burn the U.S. flag.
I don't see you guys really as being Americans.
Why not? We're born here.
You chose your religion over your country. Being born here isn't enough, Fez. You see these colors? They don't run.
What colors? You're wearing black.
White people are so scared of black people.
I say burn this flag, and I point at the flag on my chest. Burn this flag, idiot. Or whatever that thing says. Don, you're on Ron and Fez.
These callers don't run.
There you go. These callers don't run, Fezzy.
Hey, when Eastside says he's going to take you guys to dinner, does that mean he's going to have Westside blow you? See ya!
Let me ask you, Fez, would you let Westside blow you?
No. No way.
Earl?
No.
I would.
What are you going to do?
You know what I would do it for? Spite. I'll tell you this. She better like to taste the piss. This is great, because he's in the soundproof thing with his nose out there and hasn't heard. Because I'm gonna put a couple droplets in there too.
You're talking about pissing in his girlfriend's mouth, and he is maybe 9 feet away. It's the best.
I wouldn't say it to his fucking face either. Anyway, what do I look like? A scaredy cat hiding behind a fucking tree? Hey, Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
Bonus 1, 2, 6, 7, chucking it!
Hooah! 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 Hooah!
Flamo's old school style! Hey, Bonus, did Dev just go running from the hills of Jersey? See ya!
I like talking this way from now on. Here's Bert. Bert, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, Bert.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy boy.
Hey, I'm just going to stick up for Dave here real quick, man. I mean, everybody likes to pick on him and talk shit to him because he is annoying, but I'd much rather hear about him running a batch or something than listen to Mikey D want to fuck Brett Michaels.
Mikey D is taking me and Fez out to a fantastic lunch today, and I believe he's going to pitch us something. And I hope he's going to pitch us a post-Dave world. That's what I'm after.
I'm looking forward to this. At the very least, we're getting a really nice meal out of it.
Now, what I'm also hoping to do is get you and him to go over the night that you started crying on the air.
Why would we want to go over that?
For my enjoyment.
I was very drunk that night. I had a death in the family, and I had another meltdown.
JW, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, $2.
Yeah, buddy.
Were you talking about the Black Paralympics and these coloreds don't run?
White people are so scared of black people.
That's for racism. Earl, I give that out when I hear racism of any kind, except for Asian racism. Earl, I was wondering about this. How come you've never seen an Asian rock star? You think in the last 40, 50 years of rock, somebody over there will be able to pull it together and come to this country with a big band?
That's a good question. I don't know.
They love the rock over there, right?
They love
Live
it.
at Budokan.
I think rock is bigger now in Japan than it's ever been here.
All right, obviously, let's go through all the countries. We've got Irish stars, English stars. Has there been a big French star that's pulled into the United States, other than the Flying Nun?
A French rocker. I can't think of a French rocker offhand.
Me neither. No, I'm not born in like speaking French and then learning the English. No, I can't think of anyone.
All right, let's just go Mexican.
Would Santana count?
Santana is American, though, right? I thought Santana was Mexican American.
I thought he was born in Tijuana and moved to San Francisco, or they relocated to San Francisco.
Good point if he is. If not, you're all the way down to Selena after that. Australia, obviously, yes. Canada, yes. But you would have thought somebody would have been able to pull together one of these other countries.
Yeah, Germany's given us rockers.
Like who?
Rammstein.
Scorpions.
Not big bands, though, when you really think about it.
Right.
I remember a couple of years ago, they tried to push this guy, what was his name, Sui Zhen, out of China. And he did a 2-city world tour, New York and San Francisco. He was kind of the equivalent of like a Bruce Springsteen.
Never heard of him.
And we went to the, it's not there anymore, the Palladium. The line went around the block 3 times. It was just, and I think I was one of...
All Chinese chicks?
All Chinese. And I think it was me, Adam from the Beastie Boys, and the security were the only non-Chinese people in that building.
Way to drop some goddamn names. That's very cool.
And the funniest part was we were standing there watching the show, and I'm not playing to a stereotype at all. We're a foot taller than everybody else. And my friend Bruce is like 6'1", 6'2". There's 2 Chinese women walk up to him and ask if he could take a picture because he could obviously had a better sight line.
Mm-hmm.
He takes the picture, and they say thank you in really broken English, and then they go, thank you. It's really nice to see the brothers come out and represent. Like in perfect hip-hop lingo. Our jaws just hit the floor.
Probably your cock was the same place. You were so excited. Here's Scott. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys. 5730.
Hey, buddy.
Thank you, boys. There were 2 bands back in the early 80s or mid-80s from China called Loudness and EZO. And Loudness just played in Starland Ballroom a couple months ago.
All right, I'm not saying that some of them haven't snuck through or toured over here, but no one's broken out. No one represented. I mean, you look what Sweden did with ABBA. They conquered the world. You think China or Japan would have been able to pull something off by now. Here's Dwayne. Dwayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Mad Capsule Planet just played A stage of Ozfest, 10th anniversary. They're an Asian band.
Do you know these guys at all, Earl?
No, I haven't heard of them.
No. When Earl hasn't heard of them, that's pretty bad.
So no Asian invasion for us. At least not yet.
Here's Trucker Dan. Trucker Dan, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey.
Yeah.
I think Yoko has ended it for Asians for at least the next 10 years.
Actually, if you really think about it, Yoko is she's Japanese born, right?
Yeah.
Probably the biggest seller yet.
That's right, but I don't think there'll be another one until that screech is burned out of our ears.
I'm going to tell you right now, Earl's a big Yoko fan, right, Earl?
I love Yoko. She's all right.
What's your favorite Yoko song?
I Remember Everything. It was one of my favorites.
Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, you guys are forgetting Hanoi Rocks. They toured with Kiss back in the early 80s.
Yeah, but they weren't Asian. They were from L.A.
No, but they were an Asian band. I mean, they weren't from...
No, they were
China,
big in Asia.
I guess, or whatever, but
they
were not
an Asian band.
They were L.A. guys. They were really good in with, I think, like the Guns N' Roses camp.
Yeah. Here is CT. You're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was just calling to say that we even have a Hasidic Jew breaking into the rap industry right now.
He's busting it open.
Yeah, so, I mean, he can get it done, but we can't get an Asian rock band.
Isn't that odd when you really think about it? Blowhard and I brought that up to me. Him and Thor were talking about it. It's very, very strange.
It is. That's all I got.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Let's bring Eastside Dave back in. Here he comes. See whether he learned his lesson or not. Dave, how did you like it out there with your nose pressed against the window?
It was cold. It was lonely out there.
I saw some of the O&A guys come by and make fun of you.
Yes, they said they were going to throw highlighters at me and things of that nature, so I don't understand it. I've learned what I did was wrong.
You don't even know what it was?
Not being focused and not having the facts researched before I speak.
There you go. You're going to do that from now on?
I'm going to try.
All right,
yes.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Retard salute. Here's Richard. You're on Ron and Fez.
Mexican, Gerardo Rico Suave.
He's Puerto Rican, actually. We have had plenty of Puerto Rican stars. They've done well. Puerto Rico's actually, I'm sure we've had way more stars than any other of the Latin countries.
Yeah, Ricky Martin. Is J-Lo from Puerto Rico?
No.
Menudo.
She's New York Rican.
Menudo's of stars.
Menudo, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Although I believe that her husband, J-Lo's husband, is.
Oh, Mark Anthony.
Rod, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies, don't forget about the retarded Chinese guy, William Hung.
Yeah, but he's also from L.A. It really, really doesn't count at all. All right, 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez.
Dave, you look like you really had to take a piss out there. You were sitting there dancing in your while you were standing there.
Yeah, I had to go. I had to go number one. I have a very small bladder.
What's the longest you can go holding a piss?
We'll find out with him because you're in no hurry. You're going to stay.
About since you put that into my brain. About half an hour, 40 minutes. I can't do much more than that. Otherwise, it starts coming.
Johnny, can we get Dave some water, please?
I would hope not.
2 big ones. 2 big glasses of water, and I want you to kill them both.
That's going to be a problem, though. You know, is there some rubber you can also get? Because I'm going to need it for the chair, the microphone.
You piss yourself and you're done here. I'm guaranteeing you. You are out. You pee all over the studio, you will be done.
You have to have some.
You want to be back in. You want to be back in here, right?
Yes.
Hold your pee.
I can't. I used to wet my bed as a child. I actually wet my bed 3 weeks ago.
Did you really? Drunk?
No, not drunk. That's the weird thing. I got drunk on a Friday night, and then on a Saturday night, I was completely sober. I woke up on Sunday with the bed totally soaked.
Maybe one of your neighbors come by, pissed on you while you were sleeping, and left.
I don't know. It was very scary. So, I mean, I can't hold my piss. I just can't do it. I don't think...
What's the longest you can go?
The longest I can go is about 45 minutes.
You have to go now, right?
Yeah, I have to go right now.
All right, so knowing that, why don't you have these 2 glasses of water? Bring the boys in. I want you to kill both of these, Dave. Slug them both down.
That sound effect is...
Yeah. Come on, drink it like a man. There you go. There's Big Boy having a water.
That's going right in the bladder.
One more. Don't throw them away because you're probably going to get some more that you need. You know, he struggles more drinking water than he does beer. He's so Irish. It's unbelievable.
This is foreign to his body.
Here is Clark. Clark, we're on Ron Fez.
Hey, why isn't anybody taking the third choice on that burn the flag or burn the Bible and just take the bullet?
Would you take a bullet or burn the flag, Fez?
I would burn the flag rather than take a bullet in my head. Yes, of course. Why would I get killed over the flag?
United States of America?
It's the American thing to do.
You never heard of the United States of America before?
Yes, I've heard of the United States. I mean, it's not like I was up against an enemy that was going to try to topple the democracy.
Well, you think they will if they got us burning our own flags?
Yeah, but if there's a guy with a gun to your head, he's the enemy.
You don't let him
Absolutely.
take advantage of
These
you.
are Nazis, Fez. You don't think the Nazis are our enemy?
The Nazis are our enemy, yes.
Not anymore. Just at that one time. Yeah, a little more water for Dave. How you feeling, Dave?
You know, I might throw up. I'm not kidding. That water.
Okay, then you don't have to do it.
No. I'm not
I want you
going
to stay quiet.
I'm not going to. I'm not
No.
going to.
Yeah, because you've changed the fucking subject from pee to throw up.
I feel like I can still make it for about 20 minutes of piss. No question about it.
No, you've got to go all the way to the end. You got about 50 minutes left.
Ask him.
What time are we leaving the show today, Earl?
Probably about 2:50 or so.
That's going to be a problem then. I got good, solid 20 minutes, and then I'm just going to have to think of mental stuff.
Colin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, for the Asian rock bands, your best bet's going to be Korea. They got all the pop sensations out there, and I believe Rain just did New York. And they got a band called Jin-Yu-san who does a lot of rap with a lot of rap stars here.
It just doesn't seem like any of them have ever broke out and become number one in the U.S., and it's very, very odd when you consider how many bands we've sent over there. Hey, let me go to Sabrina first. Sabrina, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
How about Asia?
Well, Asia's named Asia, but heat of the moment that they're not really Asian.
Okay.
Okay. But nice try. Nice girl try. I'm sure if this was a girl show, you'd be very, very smart. Probably caller of the day. Speaking of which, Fez, whatever happened to our Freaky Friday idea?
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to do Freaky Friday with the Broad-Minded Girls on Channel 155 on XM.
Right.
Where they come and do this show starting at noon in the East, and then we go and do their show later on in the afternoon. I don't know where that's at. Maybe after vacation.
Dave, you're on your fourth water now?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Beads of sweat that I'm starting to feel like they could be urine beads on my forehead.
Why would they be urine beads?
It's got to come out somewhere.
What about you, Fez? How long can you hold a piss?
Oh, I can go a long time because I get pee shy, so I can probably go hour and a half, 2 hours. From when I first have to go,
yeah,
I can probably go another 2 hours after that.
Earl, what about you?
Probably about an hour and a half or so.
My thing is, I've never been tested because I refuse to hold it. I don't care where I am, I'm taking a fucking piss.
You've never held it anywhere, anytime.
Why should I? Name me one circumstance when I have to.
Well, if, you weren't able to, get up in church or something like that.
I can get up in church. What's going to stop me from getting up in church?
Well, what if you were, on a bus or something like that? What about that situation? You're traveling and there's no facility.
Look at me. Do I look like the kind of guy who travels around the country on a bus?
No, but if you...
Who you got me fucking confused with?
If you found yourself in a situation without a facility...
Then you piss outside like a gentleman. I can piss in a crowd full of people. One of the things you got to do, and I'm going to point this out to everyone, don't hold your dick, because that's going to bring attention. You drop the zipper, you'll pull the dick out, you're either looking around, you're checking your tires.
I do the same thing. I pop open the trunk of my car. I pop open the trunk and pretend like I need to get out a spare tire or a football or something. I always have my hands in the trunk. There's no way anyone can see me pissing.
I always use as a situation light up a smoke. I was just sitting there lighting up the smoke as I'm pissing. And you'll be surprised, Fez, if your hands aren't holding your dick, nobody will know. Now, if you're holding on to your dick, everybody else, hey, that guy's pissing. But I have never been in a situation where I thought, I am going to hold this. Now, obviously, I'm not the bus driver guy that you are, and I do think buses probably even have a bathroom somewhere, unless it's a school bus.
You know, it's a good one. I used to deliver flowers, so I used to ride with maps.
No, I got my own radio show, so what do I care about?
If you get one of those huge industrial maps when you piss, it's
act like you're
you're looking at the road, looking to see where you're going.
Now, Fez, when you say you're pee shy, is that just for no reason, even by yourself, or?
Yeah, it can be by myself too sometimes. If I'm in a public bathroom,
Are you afraid you'll see your own dick?
It's gonna lock up on me. If I hear a noise, if it's not even someone, if I think someone's coming in the bathroom while I'm in a public bathroom, it'll just lock up on me. I mean, I can really have to go, and it will stop midstream.
Now, is that because it gets hard and you can't piss with a hard cock if somebody sees you? I have the real feeling that you're afraid if somebody sees your dick, you'll get hard, and that's what you're embarrassed of.
No, I think, if anything, it's just the opposite. The shrinkage that I have in a public bathroom.
So you want us to see a nice thick dick?
No, I don't want you to see any dick of mine.
How many have? Here's Robert. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man. I think I know why it is that West Side's out blowing Chef Boyardee, because when she sleeps with Dave there, she's liable to wake up in a bed full of piss.
I didn't think of that. You ever pissed on her?
I'm not going to say it hasn't happened twice when we were going out.
Did she like it?
Very early on. I was able to tell her to go take a shower and then kind of change the sheets a little bit. She had no idea what happened because it was on my side of the bed. I don't piss all over the place, like it's a river of yellow all over the mattress. There's just a nice golden spot where I'm laying.
So it's just a little tinkle?
So where she
Why
is...
do you wrap a band around your little dick at night, kind of squeeze it off as you're going to sleep?
No, but I do sometimes put, bathing towels underneath my pajamas. I'll have a towel wrapped in where my underwear goes, and then my pajamas over it, so that if I piss, it goes just right into the towels. It's like a homemade diaper of some sort.
So you actually make a diaper for yourself as you lay down at night?
Yeah, sometimes. If I'm a little bit nervous about it, I had a lot to drink.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
What are you bouncing around now for? You really think? Just feel like you're standing up. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to help you. Stand up and shut your eyes. Give me some soft music, some new age music in the background there, Earl. Just some soft, kind of hypnotic music. And I want you to relax. There you go, Dave. Just keep your eyes shut.
It's really
picture yourself in a nice, beautiful meadow.
Okay.
You're just feeling that tension of where you have to pee. You're feeling it build up. Feel the pressure there.
Mm-hmm.
And just let it go. Just picture yourself letting it go. Nice big stream and arc. And that fucker peed himself. Look at him. Earl, that fucking quick.
No.
That quick.
A couple droplets, but I did not pee for real.
All right, little John, come in here. That fucking
just a droplet. I still have the whole thing.
That thing is bigger than a silver dollar.
That had to go through
Come
layers.
here, little John. I want you to come in and check.
I swear to God, it was just a droplet. That visual that you gave me was not relaxing at all.
I gotta stop the new age music before we're drowning.
Why would you piss yourself so quickly?
It's just a droplet.
From just suggestion?
I thought you were going to give me a good suggestion.
I am. I'll give you the good suggestion.
All right.
All right. Forget the meadow. Now you're in a jungle field.
Okay.
Warm water coming down, hitting your face, your body. All your body's covered in warmth of this warm water. And as you feel that pressure of having to pee and knowing all you have to do is release.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I know. Someone get something quick. Someone get some newspaper.
I never saw anyone start to piss themselves.
Here we go.
No.
Here I go. I'm serious.
Get in that fucking trash. Get over that trash can. Do not piss in the studio.
Get something.
No, walk out. Walk out. Go ahead, run to the bathroom, you fucking baby. He peed himself. I never saw anybody that bad before.
Now, see, I would rather be like me, where I can't possibly go even when I have to, than be like that, where it's just falling out of you.
I think his urethra is too fucking wide. There's something wrong with him. I never saw a guy start spittle like that. I was 2 seconds into the suggestion.
I don't think you were 10 seconds into it, and he's like, bloop, bloop, bloop. And he just started to
And
go.
he's standing like a little boy.
I know. He just hunched over.
He was basically trying to tuck as he pissed himself.
I didn't want him to piss all in the studio because that tends to have a stank. There's a homeless guy in my neighborhood that I always try to throw him a buck, and but the reeking of the piss that he has. And yesterday I throw him a buck and he goes like this: Yankees are winning. And I turn around, there's 2 empty bottles of vodka behind him. The guy just fucking hit 2 bottles of vodka. So he doesn't even bother taking his dick out to piss. Earl, send him home. He can't be around here with the droplets of pee all over him. You're disgusting, Dave. All right, look how much pee he has on him.
Put a little water.
No, you didn't. That is not water.
Couldn't make it all the way down the hallway to the restroom.
Here's Jeff. Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, first time caller. How you guys doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you're talking about, not holding and all that. When you got to pee, you got to pee. In fact, I had to pee so bad one time. Middle of a parking lot at Walt Disney World. Security cameras and all.
What are you going to do? You got to piss.
You got to do it. You got to do it. You just take it out and do it.
What are you going to do? Rupture something, or are you going to pee? Here's what the problem is. People act like it's a big deal. Everyone used to pee outside until a very short time ago. In the history of the earth, 99.999% of humans have peed outside. Now we act like somehow it's crazy.
I'm moving the other way. I'm having trouble peeing inside, too.
I'll tell you what one of the problems are. And I just saw this today. We're in the autumn, we're going to hit 300 million people living in this country. 300 million. It was 200 million just, I believe, 39 years ago. So it took us all that time to hit 200 million. Now we're on to another 100 million this quick. I was just watching this thing on the electric Kool-Aid acid test with Ken Kesey the other day. And they got this big bus, and they're driving around the country giving people acid, and they're tripping while they're driving, and they're just having a hell of a time. But you can see that they're driving down the highway by themselves. They would pull over on the side. They would set up camp. There's no possible way you could pull that off anymore. You could never decide, I'm driving across the country, and I'm just going to camp wherever I see an open field. We've got far too many people to pull that off. There's too many people for everything. And then when you think about it, probably the last really big highways in this country have only been like the last 35 years or so.
Yeah, with the interstate system, and you can't pull off of those. I don't even think you can stay in a rest area overnight anymore. They come and clear you out of there.
So we're at the same amount of highways, but an extra 100 million people. Hey, look who it is. It's our girl. We haven't talked to her in a long time. It's too cute. How you doing, honey?
Oh, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're okay.
Good. I'm just calling because today is Bobby Pantera's 30th birthday, so I wanted to wish him a happy birthday.
Bobby Pantera, 30 years old today.
Happy birthday, Bobby P.
Yeah, so.
Bobby Pantera, who is the new looker of RonFez.net. He's the guy turned his life around, and now the chicks are crazy about him. Are you with him now, Too Cute? Is that it?
No.
Do you have an announcement to make?
He looks great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been with Bobby Pantera before in the past?
I'm sorry? No.
You haven't at all?
No.
Not even a quick make-out session?
No. Come on, I don't. Back in the past, I never wanted to get my ass kicked by Lisa. So.
Oh yeah, well, those days are over, though, right? She's in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her in a while, so.
All right, honey. Thank you so much for calling us.
Okay. Bye.
Happy birthday to our buddy Bobby Pantera.
What a great guy. Bobby P. also does some of the artwork for RonFez.net, has designed some of the cover pages as well.
That is true.
Talented.
I didn't even think of that. Thank you, Dave. Way to bring that up. Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal? Hey, John.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Don't worry about us. All right.
Hoo-ah! I saw the statistic. You're talking about population and how many people live in America. 50% of America's population live within 50 miles of the oceans.
The oceans? Are you throwing the Great Lakes into that as well?
I don't know. They said I think coastal water.
Yeah, I would think the Great Lakes would have to be part of that. Yeah, that makes sense because that's where all the jobs are.
It's where most of the major cities are.
Yeah. I think one of the problems is like the cities need to even be bigger. Before we keep spreading out, the cities should become gigantic. Where it's real city living, not these cities that, they have a downtown and a bunch of suburbs outside.
We should invent cities like Cloud City in Star Wars, in Empire Strikes Back, which is...
What a great idea, Pissy. Why don't you get a brick, put it on a cloud, and see how it fucking works out?
No, well, I mean, you obviously need, metal, and you divide humongous towers that are as big as a city, and it's this way people can live in the sky. You know what I mean? I mean, we have this entire world.
And what is the base of where these...
Well, in other words, we could build something right over New York City. We just need a lot of steel and stuff, and then what we do is we build it maybe 30,000 feet in the air, and it can be the same exact size as New York City. It's just going to be made of towers of steel.
And what's keeping these towers of steel up?
The steel itself will be an iron... Like the
But
poles.
this is built into clouds. No, you're going to put a big pole up in the air.
Many, many poles.
Like a bird feeder. It's going to go way up in the air. And on the top of that bird feeder is going to be people.
Exactly. That's a really smart, just like a birdhouse. Like a humongous, extremely strong steel tower, 30,000 feet up in the air. On top of it will be a 5 miles long by 5 miles wide zone where people can have more cities. Wouldn't that be a great idea? That's when Empire Strikes Back.
You're like the smartest 5-year-old I've ever met in my life.
Well, we have to think of other alternatives. I thought my Cloud City is...
It's not a cloud city. Those cities weren't built on big bird feeder poles. They floated in the clouds.
Oh, they floated in the clouds?
Yeah.
I always thought they had a tower going up. I didn't watch that closely.
Yeah, you need to. Then you realize, you know what we can do too is like everybody can be like Harry Potter, and we can run around and put spells on each other. Yeah, why don't we do more stuff like that? Here's Brian. Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, please tell me he was sitting in Ant's chair.
He was. He pissed in Willie Mays' chair.
Oh, he's going to kill him tomorrow.
He's got every right to.
The problems will be solved.
He's got every right to. All right, thank you very much, Brian.
I think you can still smell it a little bit.
How can you not? Here's David. David, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I was just saying maybe Eastside Dave's pissing problem is because he's got molested as a child.
You know, a lot of kids with pee problem, it did come from molestation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, when the man who used to babysit you, he painted cloud in pictures, and then he made you sit on his lap?
A couple times.
Yeah.
But, I don't remember any real heavy-duty petting or fondling or anything like that.
No, what do you mean heavy-duty? There was light caressing?
Yeah, I mean, he found my earlobes. A little bit.
Earlobes, were that your little balls?
No.
Is that what you called earlobes? Then he kissed you on the nose?
No. Everything was done above the waistline, I think.
So it was just his dick in your mouth. And for you, that's not a problem. Luckily, he never touched my dick. Even as you're chugging his cum, you're thinking, well, I've kept my balls safe, that's for sure.
You're going to make me have to piss again.
Why? Just excitement? You know what I wish I was? I wish I actually was a cop who worked with children, so when you came in, I could tell you it was all your fault. And I go, that's what filthy whores get. Now go back, stand in the corner, you redheaded, ugly bastard.
The cops never tell the kids that.
Some cops do, Fezzy. Some cops do. The more hard-edged ones. Those lone wolves. Well, look who's back. The filthy slut who made his uncle do bad things. You happy with yourself now? Here is Josh. Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, this is Josh the Truck here. I was going to tell you guys about boot camp at 99, how they taught us Navy guys how to hold it. They gave each one of us a full quart canteen and had us drink that, do jumping jacks for 15 minutes, and repeat the process 8 times in a row. We had a guy go into shock and had to get carried out on a stretcher, but instead of letting the rest of us go pee, they made us continue the process until 3 or 4 guys passed out.
And what was the point of it?
They were trying to show us how you can control your bodily function.
You just sweat it out?
That's the worst I've ever had to piss in my entire life. After 8 quarts of water, 15 minutes after each other, and people literally went into shock, shaking on the ground from it.
The Navy's one wacky place. Oh, Navy gets nutty. Hey, Kyle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. Would you burn a United States flag to match your smoke pants?
Kyle, put the bong down. All right? Put the bong down. Where are you calling from, Kyle?
Michigan.
What you smoking today?
Some shitty stuff.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah, you want me to do a hit on the air for you guys?
Go ahead. It always seems thrilling. Yeah, like this has never been done in radio.
All right.
Yeah. Now, Kyle, while you're high, I just want you to think to yourself, you will never make more than $24,000 a year. Talk to you later, buddy.
Fuck you.
All right.
Kyle's laughing because he knows it's true.
Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does. I had a comeback for him. I just said, fuck you. Oh. Fuck you. Isn't it weird when you say fuck you, the way it rolls off? Didn't you hate when you were getting high with somebody and they would get weirder and weirder on you and you're like, you know, you're the only person I have to hang out with. So stop fucking talking nuts. Stop acting like what if the universe is in a giant's asshole. I'm trying to get fucking high and relax, not fucking scare the shit out of myself.
My friend Jason was always like that, thinking that he was going to make us feel like we were giants, controlling like universes of little people and the whole thing. And then I would get all freaked out. He always could freak me out every single time.
I don't think that's so difficult, Pissy. I don't think that would be... When I've seen your fucking mind over matter, it's nothing. Some new age music and let yourself go in the woods and you're peeing already. You couldn't even hold that a second.
He was also one of those people who would get paranoid, and then he would make me ultra paranoid about narcs and cops and aliens and shit like that.
And that's just from pot?
From, the cops and narcs from pot, the aliens from other things.
I was with a guy, let's just say he, and not myself, was imbibing some fucking powdered beverages. And he had it in his mind that some kids playing outside were midget narcs that were trying to get closer to the fucking house. And I'm going, no, they're not. And I'm just fucking staring at these kids, looking to see as they're jumping around. Maybe I see a badge flash. Fucking midgets.
I only got paranoid from pot one time, and it was when I tried to go... I walked home afterwards. I was at a friend's place. I was walking home to my building.
Ass full of cum?
No, not an ass full of cum.
Well, when you said friend, I thought you meant special friend.
No, just regular friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't go in my building because I was just too nervous to go past the doorman. I don't know why. I just had to kind of sit out in the parking lot and just wait it out. I don't know whether I was waiting for him to go on break or go home or the shift to change. I did not want to walk past that guy.
Because everybody would know?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. And I'm sure he wouldn't have noticed for a second.
One time, maybe it was an LSD thing. So we were going to my... we're going to my friend's fucking house so we could go into his room and, listen to music and try to ride this thing out. So we start to head in. We see his dad sitting in the living room. So now four of us go from there till we run back out into the lawn. His dad's watching a movie. And we're thinking, all right, what do we say to him? Why don't we just say we're going down to your room? This fucking gets... What are we going to say when this man asks us what we're doing? I'd say we want to listen to some music. No, that's fucking crazy. He'll know we're tripping. We get into this thing. It's going on now for like an hour. Why don't you just say that you need to borrow some homework from me? The book is downstairs, and while we're down there, we're just going to listen to some music. I don't think that he'd have a problem. So this just goes on forever. Finally, we walk in, and we all walk next to him. He's sitting in an easy chair looking at the TV, and we all just stand there, and he doesn't even look up at us. The fucking guy ignored us his whole life. Like, he's going to turn around now and ask, like, well, what are you gentlemen up to? What are you doing here? Why are you going to his room to listen to music? He could have given two shits. Fucking movie man never looked away from his TV. It's crazy what you can put into your head.
I had a friend that we were doing the thing, trying to walk past the parents. It would have taken 2 seconds. He decides to introduce me and then start saying my full name, first, middle, and last, to his parents over and over again.
So he says, this is my lover.
He did not say lover.
I imagine you guys are paranoid anyway.
One time I was tripping on acid, and my other friends weren't, and we were watching a New Jersey Nets basketball game, and we're sitting there, and while I think I see this like alley-oop, great play on the free guy chucking it from half court, giving the guy a dunk, and I'm like, yes, all right, what a fucking play! Did you guys see this? Did that play? And my other friends couldn't understand what the hell I was talking about. It turns out it was in a commercial break. Not only was I hallucinating that the game was still on, I was making up own plays on my fucking tripped out head, and my friends were like, what are you doing? And it kept happening the entire time, whereas like a guy would be on the free throw line, and I think he did like a reverse dunk, and he was just on the free throw line, and my friends were like, that wasn't a real... So my friends...
Why would anyone use you as a trip partner? What fucking lame people with them?
I took it by myself.
Oh, smart.
My friends were like, so then they would have to tell me if it was a real play or if it was a fake play.
Hey, Murray, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, buddy.
Getting high is fine, but when you get stoned, being in a place like Disney World is horrible. And my one bad experience there was I felt like everybody in the park knew it and was passing the word around that I was high as a camel cooter.
Yeah, I'm not the type. I never like to be around crowds anyway.
That was the very first place I ever got stoned, was Disney World.
Under what were the circumstances? You and Goofy? What happened?
Friends of mine, we went there, we got high, went in the park, and everything just looked weird. I felt like, I felt like the whole place was the teacups. So
everything was spinning?
Everything was spinning to me, and I had that same thing that guy had of, I know these people are staring at me, I know I'm going to get kicked out of the park, and I'm not going to be able to find my way out.
Crowds are terrible. They're nothing good for you. I was one time tripping on acid in a bar, and the entire crowd sort of became one, like this humongous giant like goblin. At that point, I'm like, I have to go the fuck home and just go into my bedroom by myself and trip out.
Well, yeah, I would do that too with my friends. I just imagine these people were like fucking bat people or trolls, or you know what I mean? And then if you start to look at them, they really would look like they weren't even human. And you would just like in the movie when you just see like troll people fucking climb over rocks, like they seem like they have a society, but it's not one that you can even identify with. It will always be odd. Here is, let's go to Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I was tripping on shrooms once, and what happened was there was a guy who escaped from a jail on Long Island, and I was walking around by myself, and I had an undercover cop come right up to me and ask me questions and blah, 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 and it was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that happens, the problem is, like, you're always dealing with something that's not part of the plan. And there's nothing worse than if you're tripping with somebody who's like Dave, he starts to lose it, you're forced into the anchor position. Because one time I was with this buddy, the guy who pulls up to us, he sees us on the road, and he's in this fucking, he's kind of a greaser kid, so he had, like, the big Chevy, and he had the long chops, and his hair was slicked back, right? So he's like, hey, what are you guys up to? My friend doesn't even fucking recognize him. Not only as being a guy that we know, doesn't really recognize him as a human, and starts yelling, what do you want, you Planet of the Apes motherfucker? And I see him. He looks like Planet of the Apes to me now. Now the whole thing is like a Planet of the Apes, and I'm going like this. So, all right, and he's like, fuck you. The guy who's getting called this is getting angry. And I'm going like this. Hey, you can see how it could happen. With your fucking hair, sideburns, driving around. You're a little bit ape like yourself. No. You're a little ape like yourself. But it takes you in no time at all to start to fall into this guy's fucking freak out.
Yeah, I knew a friend who he was always seeing accident victims. If he would trip, don't ever make sure he's at the place you're going to. You couldn't have him on the road in the back seat. He would always see dead bodies and mangled cars on the side of the road.
Rap, you're Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Go, buddy. Oh, our buddy Rap.
Your buddy Rap.
Yeah, the story I was talking with was Hang, and I can't remember the guy's name who was in the car, but he just died not too long ago.
Wasn't Kenny Poulter, was it?
No, Kenny Poulter died?
I don't know.
I would have felt fucking kind of bad about that.
Hey, I always remember one day I was in Burger King, whacked out of my mind.
Yeah.
Who's in line behind me but your dad?
Oh, jeez.
So all of a sudden, I'm thinking, I got to say something to him, and I can't think of anything to say. And all I said to him is, I got to eat here, and nobody will feed me at home. And I think he saw you that night, and he said, you better tell your buddy Rap to ease up on whatever.
Yeah, he's like... he gave me this. I don't know what Rap is up to, man, but it's not fucking working out. Not working out in the long run.
That seems like a perfectly harmless line.
Well, yeah, no, you should have seen him in the day.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'll tell a quick Rap story. So we used to all hang around in this fucking school when, everybody would park their cars in this, elementary school, and you'd hang out there. Rap comes up, and he's swinging a fucking gun over his head. Let's go rob someplace, because he owes somebody a lot of money. So everybody's turning him down, going, no, we're not going to do anything along these lines. So it's not a plan. What you're coming up with is not a plan. So then later, I got to take my dad's car over to my uncle's to get worked on. So my dad's following me in the other car. I pull up. I see Rap next to the gas station in our neighborhood. And it's the middle of summer. He's got a fucking mask over his head. He's holding the gun up in the air, and he's peeking around a Coke machine. All I'm thinking is, I hope my old man doesn't see this shit go down. I'm trying to stick my head out the other window. Dad, are we going left? Are we going that? We're going that way. Because the fucking guy doesn't even change anything. It's just his regular clothes that you would see him on with a mask on. We're coming back about 10 minutes later. There's cop cars all around there. My old man's like, what's here? I go, oh, no, I don't know. Looks like something happened.
I thought we had to go this way.
I owed that money to the fucking vice president of a motorcycle.
Yeah, I do remember.
With it, man.
Yeah.
It isn't like I owed it to the Little Sisters of the Poor or anything.
Yeah, but the reason why you owned it is you fucking smoked the profits. Let's remember how
exactly.
it wasn't a situation that you didn't get yourself into. It wasn't like suddenly a hurricane destroyed the crop. You get a massive amount of fucking angel dust. You're supposed to pay for that. These guys have a motorcycle organization, not because they're nice guys.
Amen.
Oh, it was a fucking
the good old days.
Yeah, they were fucking terrible days. Terrible days. I remember one time I went to fucking visit Rap in jail, right? And the place was terrible. I mean, it looks like a prison now. I mean, it looks like an old castle. Where was that? What was the name of that place? Rap?
Broadmeadows.
Broadmeadows, right. So it's near Pennsylvania, and it just looks awful. So you pull up there, and you go in, and he's just a kid at the time, he's like 18.
19.
So, yeah, fresh fucking meat. So, I go up to visit him, and, guys are yelling your name. Hey, put my name on, like guys you happen to know from here and there. It's just terrible. It's so loud. So I go up to see him. He comes into the room. He's got his fucking head shaved in the long-haired days, right? And then he put like a swastika. He had scratched that in. And he goes like this. I'm doing this so everyone thinks I'm crazy.
What a fucking strategy, huh?
I go, Rapper. It's fucking working, man. This is fucking coming together for you.
You pulled it off.
Yeah.
My poor aunt still cries every time she thinks about coming to visit me there.
Oh, it's terrible, man.
That was very traumatic for her.
You know how, when most people grow up is like the one fucking crazy guy in the neighborhood? That was every guy we fucking possibly knew. You know what I mean? It was like, you know how like the school would have the stoners table? It was like the stoners who also were in Glee Club, the stoners who played football, the stoners who were in metal shop.
Shit.
There wasn't anyone who wasn't off the fucking rails. It was a crazy ass place. All right, rapper. I guess he got cut off from us. He's a funny son of a bitch, though. All right, 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. You're telling these stoner stories, and then a guy you know calls. Always weird. Here's Bob. Bob, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, pal?
Hi, how you doing?
Cool, buddy.
Good. I used to be a cop. I can't say where, but I used to be a cop.
And
I was doing some acid, and I went to work, and first call I got was an accident. We had to cover for the county, and I got up to the top of this hill. The accident was down at the bottom. It was a pretty bad accident. I got up to the top of the hill, and I saw all the red, blue lights down at the bottom, and I sat there for a half an hour, freaked out.
Like they were after you?
No, I was in the squad car. I was a cop at the time.
Right. But why?
I was going.
Why would you think to yourself,
to
I'm going to eat acid and I'm going to then work your shift?
Well, shit, I used to do that all the time. I mean, you know, you fuck the kids, you get the dope.
Yeah, that used to happen all the time. That used to fucking happen all the time, and Rap will fucking back us up on that. Half the time we used to cop from those bastards. But I remember one time, too, where they do this. Is this your dope? No. Then this must not be your money either. And I'm like, fuck, I guess it isn't. God damn it. I'm going to let you go with a warning. Oh, warning, my dope and my money. That's the fucking warning I'm getting? Doesn't feel like much you want. Hey, Dan. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
All right, how you guys doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, get your shit together. Go get checked by the doctor. You probably got diabetes. That's why you're pissing all over.
Do you think that's what it is? When you got to pee a lot when you got diabetes?
Oh yeah, and being a hardcore alcoholic like he is already, you know, it's pretty much in line.
Fez, when you had your diabetic thing, peeing a lot?
Yeah, right before the heart attack, I was pissing probably every 45 minutes. I mean, all day long. I never had like a full 2 hours, 1 hour sleep at night.
I piss
You would get up every hour on the hour during the night?
Yeah.
So I piss a lot during the night.
Have you ever been checked for diabetes?
No, and I'm not going to.
Why?
You know what? This is an interesting thing, though, Dave. You know how you can't handle your liquor?
Right.
The last time you drank it got crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was like Fez's problem towards the end.
Fuck.
Because I'm like, Fez, you're getting drunk so fast. Whatever happened to you?
Yeah.
And then now I think it was the diabetes.
Yeah, I couldn't drink at all. One beer and I was gone, and so thirsty, too. I mean, I was going through like a gallon of iced tea. You know, when I would go home from work, I would go through a gallon of iced tea before the night was over.
I drink gallons of... You guys see me. I order a milkshake, 2 waters, and a Coke, or 2 Cokes if we go out for a burger.
You know.
Oh, boy.
You're going to probably start losing some toes. Well, you'll be cutting toes off you.
You know what else you've got? The bad eyes. And diabetes hits the eyes first.
Oh,
it's like the most vulnerable thing to diabetes.
Well, you'll like the cure. You're going to have to quit drinking. You'll die first, right?
I'm not going to stop for another 7 years.
7 years of hard drinking?
I will quit when I'm 35. That seems like a good age. 28, I mean...
The drink will be going in and the piss out all at the same time by the time you get to 7 years from now.
How can anyone stop at 28? It's not good.
Jim Morrison was already dead at your age, bro. Don't act like it doesn't happen.
That's true.
When you're selling pencils.
He sees everything as he's just a boy. I'm just a young lad.
Oh, I don't think boy, but, young man, maybe.
I don't say it. Hey, Brace, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies, how's it going?
Hey.
Yeah, one time, me and a buddy were at this big outdoor show, and he's tripping on acid. And he walks up to these 4 cops and thinks they're in a band. And he was just asking them, like, who they were, and they're like, okay, you got to come with me, bud. And he thought it was the coolest shit in the world. He's going for a ride in a car with these 4 guys in a band. They called his ass right to the hospital.
This is great. This is just unbelievable. I'm rocking with the band. All right, thanks. I don't know why they won't try to figure out how good acid is. something about why would everybody kind of have the same experiences? Why does it have the spiritual thing? I know I know it's bad for you, but on some level, there does seem to be a little bit of magic with it.
You have to have done it at least 3 times or so in your life, I think. I actually think it makes you a better person.
I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think Fez could handle it. I really don't.
I've never taken acid.
The way you struggle with pot, I never have. I wouldn't even be able to relate to feeling paranoid for smoking pot. But acid's a different place.
Yeah, because you can always then go into that dimension. Even if you're not on acid, you can still think about it and go into it, you know?
Kind of meditate yourself back into it?
Yes, absolutely. I do it to the day.
We had a friend that was trying to convince me to trip with him because he just loved himself so much afterwards. And I just
Who was that?
Curtain Boy.
Why don't you do some acid with Curtain Boy? He's the perfect guy.
I can't do it with Curtain Boy. And he has no reason to love himself so much.
Maybe we'll just dose you. Maybe that's the only way to deal with this. Earl, what do we got tomorrow? Anything to plug?
We're clear tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I canceled Useless Betty.
Oh, you did?
She said she couldn't do the show without this friend coming in. Like, fuck it then. That's, I'm not going to, I can get Peter Bart anytime I want on the phone. I'm not going to deal with Useless Betty. That's it for us. Take it easy. Thanks for calling, Rap. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.